This episode of Girls Night Out is brought to you by Fleshlight. Whether it's your GPS showing you the road ahead or your robotic vacuum cleaner picking up the sad fragments of your shattered life, you demand the very best that technology offers.
But you're still jerking off with your hand?
Get yourself into a 2015 Fleshlight today. With many different colors, sizes, and holes you can screw, you'll be letting others know that you're a man of distinction. Peasants fuck their hand.
You fuck
a flashlight. Visit girlsnightoutpod.com and click on the banner before you make that purchase.
That's ridiculous. Okay? I've seen, going to Toronto, I'll see like 10 cars, all 10 riding each other's ass. It's like the fucking, what's that thing where the guy sews his mouth to the guy's asshole?
Human centipede.
The centipede. I've seen that with cars. And fucking
Human centipede?
Yeah.
That's a limo, Manolis.
Yeah, that's a centipede.
This is Girls Night Out, the podcast.
Is that a panther on your tiger?
That's actually LT Gray.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
You lost me at tiger.
That's you said tiger.
Tiger. LT Gray.
All right, we're good.
Welcome to episode 112 of Girls Night Out. I'm joined, my name is Gavin Stephens, and I'm joined in the studio with the following, with Manolis Zontanos.
To the left of me,
Nick
Gavin.
Tomkin.
See how much harder that was?
Why?
There were those, you could have just said, and to my left is.
And I'm joined in the studio, and beside me is...
Listen. People, if you listen to
I'm
this stuff,
joined in the studio, and with me is...
people listen enough. They always go, they're starting to realize, oh, there must be some sort of...
we can listen to other
some
podcasts that
some
don't
kind
waste
of-
this much time.
Yeah.
They go, there must be
the
this special friendship between Manolis and Gavin because Manolis is always to the left of Gavin. So people start to realize.
This is just creature.
Brilliant.
This is just creature of habit shit.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Okay, here it is.
Jordan's always across from me.
Okay, here it is. Everyone sits in the same seats that they sat in
That's
the
not
last
true.
time they were here.
That's not true.
It's so true. It's not fun.
Mace usually sits here.
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
he
that's
came
true.
in and robbed his
So?
Yes.
He Pirate of the Caribbean his seat.
He's
So?
trying to step in between this.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
breaking you guys up. He's
It's
like,
true.
there's
It's
enough-
working.
What?
Too much love happening.
Well,
I
maybe.
didn't feel it.
Oh, I didn't either.
Let's face it, usually Mace is on top of Jordan.
Yeah. Mace usually just sits on my lap, and that's how we do it here.
Yeah, that's so everybody knows where everyone is. So
No, we
just-
don't. We should probably redo that, though.
Yeah.
Seriously.
We're
You
gonna
wasted
do
a
what?
lot of time, Gavin.
Well, welcome to episode 112 of Girls Night Out. My name is Gavin Stephens, and joining me in the studio, as usual,
Not really a studio.
are this is our studio. Would you say this is our studio?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he's
a
right
studio.
about that. He's right about that.
This is a studio,
Yeah.
and joining me on my left, Jesus Christ, is
Manolis Zontanos.
you're not even ready for it.
Manolis
I
Zontanos.
sent it to you.
I'm overwhelmed with emotions, like all kinds of them.
Well, I did it.
And to the left of me is
The other asshole, Nick. And then to the left of me
Did you just forget your name for a second?
yeah.
Where's that guy again?
Yeah.
Who's that guy you hate again? Oh, me.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah.
And I love how your go-to when you forget your name is just calling yourself an asshole.
Yeah. Well, it's more correct than not, so I figured fuck it.
Oh, I don't know. I'm Jordan. To my left is...
Nick Dury, and to my left is...
Mace
What's your last name?
Galoni.
Thank you.
No
Thanks.
problem.
Was that so hard?
Jesus Christ.
No, it wasn't so hard.
Piece of shit.
It's not
nice.
like Brandy and Mace. It's Mayce Galoni.
Or Mace the rapper.
Did everybody
That's-
say
yeah.
that? You said Nick, right? He said Nick.
No, I said my
last
Nick
name.
Dury.
Oh. Did you say Jordan Scherer?
We're
Yeah.
trying to be a little bit professional.
All right.
Like that's why I said joining me in the studio sounds like a CBC thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, that is.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right?
I'm
It
really
sounds-
relaxed right now.
It feels like.
Is it working?
It's
Yeah, I
American
think
Life.
so.
Do you feel less stressed?
I feel like I'm stoned or something.
It looks like you got a part in your hair from it too. Like you started parting your hair. Or whatever.
You seem more chill.
Yeah.
It
Thanks,
works.
everybody.
You're-
Can we clarify what we're talking about?
we were talking about
So it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
seem like we're all on Percocet.
I'm
Green
so
room
chill.
house.
I don't even care.
Yeah.
We're talking about Manolis' herbal supplement that he gave everybody, swamp water.
Manolis brought in a home colonic kit.
And
We've been
We've been sharing and just passing.
Yeah, we
it
just same
from the
tube,
left of us
same
to the
tube.
left of us.
it's like when you're siphoning gas.
Yeah, you gotta suck it out,
Yeah,
spit it out.
It's gross, but it works.
And then
We're
we've been
relaxed.
shoving up our asshole.
I am super relaxed right
Let's
now.
see what's coming out. It's
called-
like I'm floating on the
Is that
cloud.
Percocet decongestant? Is that what that is?
You think I've had perks for all you? You think I can give you all you guys perks?
No, you would
know
not.
how hard it
it's
is?
to remove the after
Maybe one.
effects. What? Remove the after effects.
You look like you're at a cocktail party, Nick.
Thank you.
That stuff tastes like shit. You should just down it.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah, I don't know why
what you're doing.
You're the one who bought the fucking thing.
Yeah, but yeah. But I
like-
doubt
like,
it.
yeah.
I don't like. Oh,
Can I see
You
it?
look like you're on the set of Mad Men. Yeah. It's like, would you like a drink?
Bizarro
Yeah.
world. Yeah.
Would you like a drink?
you're like you're drinking like you're a connoisseur of bad tasting things. Like I drink it right away because it tastes horrible.
Yeah, it does.
It's full spectrum holy basil.
So holy basil
It's the
does
full spectrum.
it just fucking
Autistic basil.
it gets attacks your adrenal glands and just de-stresses you.
Attacks it?
It attacks it. It goes to it.
The adrenal glands, right?
I don't know where they. I've heard the word adrenal glands a bunch of times, but I don't really know what they are.
They're in
or
your-
where
The
they
adrenal
are.
glands
They're in
are
your
like above your
biceps.
kidneys, I think.
Are they?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I
That's
like
what
that
I
one.
need. I
So-
need my kidneys attacked.
But they're just. I don't know.
Are you trying to clean this up because you have some sort of black market deal and we're gonna wake up in a tub?
You think I know how to
Of
get?
ice?
You think I know how to get to your kidneys?
That would be the scariest part, though. You still try.
Ah,
The money's
fuck.
enough for you to try.
Yeah.
The money's enough for you to try.
I'd end up killing all of you.
Whatever.
You wouldn't wake up and sewn up. You just wouldn't wake up.
Sewn together. We wouldn't wake up sewn together. The four of us sharing one kidney. We didn't even
With a
know how we
little
did
note that
that.
says, "While you were gone."
Yeah. Guys, I fucked up. Good news is, I made you a pair of pants with 4 holes in it. With 9 holes. 8 holes? 22 holes.
It does say you'll feel the effects immediately.
Hey, you're feeling it right now.
Do you guys feel it?
It's hard to tell.
Does shitting your pants count as an effect?
I hope so.
It depends on how
I'm feeling it hard and soft.
depends on how relaxed you are while you're
Hey,
shitting your pants.
Is that your car outside?
Which one?
Which one? You have a plethora of cars?
I know which car.
Look at you use plethora. Good for
My
you.
car's facing forward.
Talk to the mic.
My car's facing forward. It's the Vibe.
Yeah, is it here?
Yeah.
You drove here.
Yeah, because I thought it was gonna rain.
Can you believe this fucking guy?
What? Didn't it look like it was raining?
It did look like it was. I drove with him.
He drove with me. I thought it was gonna rain. We were gonna walk.
You're a lazy piece of shit.
No,
you know?
I was going to walk.
You were?
Yeah, but I got a text last night that was supposed to be thunder showers.
This is asshole Nick has
That's how we're differentiating us.
Yeah.
has pointed out
Nice guy, Nick.
You're
Asshole.
already
Something-
hot, Nick.
Yeah, he's hot, Nick. Yeah.
something that's very true. Last week,
Why am I so happy about that?
for being asshole Nick.
No, for him being hot, Nick.
I don't know.
I shouldn't be happy about that.
Asshole Nick's still hot.
Depends.
Asshole
Depends
He's
what
just
you're
the bad
We
boy.
want to change you.
Bad
Yeah,
boy.
yeah, yeah.
Unless you're like old man asshole, then no woman wants to change you. They just want to get
And that'd be
away
a
from
bad
you.
nickname.
Yeah.
That'd be long.
Yeah.
Old man asshole Nick.
Last week on the podcast, Gavin said that he would finish a story.
You don't want to hear it.
Oh
though.
yeah, it actually told me off
He
air.
fucking said that he would finish a story that we all wanted to
wasn't a
hear,
story.
and
Yeah.
he made up in his own mind this story that we didn't want to hear it, but we were all excited
No,
and
you
weren't.
weren't.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
You guys
Re-
are talking
Tell us
over
about
it.
Yeah.
Rough Riders
Rewind
Wrestling.
It's
the
not
tapes.
Rough Riders Wrestling.
Rough Riders Wrestling. Rough Riders Wrestling. Rough Riders Wrestling.
move on.
No, come on. We want to hear the story.
It's not Rough
And Mark
Riders-
the Hooker. Mark the
It's
Hooker's
not
in the
Mark the
story.
Hooker.
Come on,
I don't
dude.
wanna do
Well, I
this.
want to hear the
You-
You
story.
promise.
You did promise.
Yeah,
You
rewind the
said
tapes.
you rewind the tapes.
Yeah.
You s-
Tape.
You-
That's like the Zabruta files.
you said
You rewind the tape.
you
like
said
Watergate.
you said you were gonna do it next week, and people
Fine,
are
okay, but I
listening
just-
this week to hear this story.
Pretty sure they're not, but I don't want.
Rough Riders Wrestling.
Just see, I don't need this.
It's a good story.
I don't need this. Do you want me to tell you
I,
it?
I'm
Yes.
not gonna interrupt you. You gonna
Please tell
interrupt
us about
too?
the Rough Riders.
It's
a
not
bit.
Rough Riders. See, they're going to. I know
Wait a
it.
second. Is that not what it was called?
No,
Is it
Rough
I
Rider
thought
Wrestling.
that's what we wrote
You guys
down.
are trying to find out what was it? Why the guy's eye popped out?
Saskatchewan
Now, I'm saying
or-
in Japan they wrestle
Yeah,
a little
Ottawa.
bit rougher.
Okay, so who's
A little,
Is it
a
Saskatchewan
little,
or
eh?
Ottawa?
A little.
Well, they wrestle.
Right,
They wrestle
okay.
more.
Saskatchewan.
It's more shoot.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
more shoot.
Someone
So
loses
what
their
was the
eye, and you're
hold
like,
on.
that's
who's the wrestler who lost?
Big Van Vader.
He got his eye plucked
Yeah,
out
the
by.
guy, the T-shirt I had,
Yeah.
Stan Hansen.
Yeah.
And so he pushed the eye back in, and they continued the match.
But
Jesus
I
Christ.
thought wrestling was fake.
It is fake to a degree.
Okay, so in Japan,
Yeah, no, I was saying this in the 1910s. What happened was you'd have marks. People who thought it was fake
yeah.
would challenge the guy that would be the champion.
Okay, wait. The guy was.
They'd be
The guy
like,
didn't
"Oh,
really.
this is fake. I want to get in the ring." And
But the
they'll
guy
bring him-
that guy didn't really think it was fake. He was part of it, right?
Who's Mark
no, he
though?
wasn't part of it.
Oh.
He was a mark.
Who's
is
Mark?
A mark is like
Yeah,
someone
what's the
you
thing?
con.
Now,
You're
why
conning.
doesn't Mark
the
have a
audience is all
t-shirt?
marks. So it's a con.
Everybody in the audience is named Mark.
Mark Rough Rider.
Can you
So
watch
who are they
it if you're
performing
not
for?
named Mark?
I can't do this anymore. You cannot. sit
What?
here.
Just do the story.
No, it's not a story.
You know what you're doing.
I don't. I'm
So
just trying to
everybody-
understand what's going on here.
Everyone
So
is a
somebody
mark.
thinks it's some guy says that he thinks
There's a
it's
con
fake.
going on. You're watching the con. But what would happen if Mark was like, I think it's a con? They'd go in the ring.
What would happen if a Dave was like, I
How
think
crazy?
it's a gun?
So wait,
Yeah,
how
I don't know what
crazy?
Mark is like, so I can't answer that.
So how crazy this guy that's not a wrestler wants to wrestle? All of a
There's some
sudden?
tough guys. They're tough
They
guys.
show up.
They're tough
So
guys.
guys, they just fight people from the audience.
Sometimes, like if
Just
if
random
you go
people.
up to a wrestler, there was a time if you went up to a wrestler, they'd have to beat you up.
What about the
If it's
legal
fake, they'd have to beat you up.
consequences to this situation? It's just
It's a fight, right? So they bring in guys called hookers who would actually like break your arm or whatever. Those guys, like Bret Hart's father was a hooker. So what he'd do is like he'd make you submit. They're whether it's shoot, they're shoot wrestlers, or now they're UFC. They're all UFC.
so. Wait, the mark is the point. Like, let me to hurt the mark so bad, like that he
I can't
actually.
believe hooker makes you laugh that much.
What are you attacking me for? I didn't even
You're
say anything
giggling
in your
over the word
story.
hooker. And it's like, yeah, a prostitute.
I just
get
don't
it.
get
There's
what-
a double meaning
I just-
to hooker.
It's
You
just
guys, it's
crazy
sex.
that he was a wrestler and a sex worker at the same time. Like
Yeah,
that to me is
This guy
insane.
Mark was like a gesture of all trades.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's
Jack
what
of all
happened.
trades.
Like
And
Marky
that's what
Mark.
happened, and that's the story of wrestling.
Like
You guys
Mark-
figured it out. See?
But is the point to break the guys? Say you break this guy's
Just to prove that it's real.
to
Just to say,
trick
like,
to people that
yeah, so
it's
they
real.
they don't fuck with it again. So, but like now it's gotten more shoot. Everyone's shooting more and more and more. So yeah.
Hey Patrick, grab it. Do we have a chair? There's a chair in the corner.
So now that we're shooting more,
I got,
and more,
I'll bring another chair.
that yeah.
So whose eye popped out?
If
Mark's?
Big Van Vader.
Big
There's
Van
no
Vader.
Mark.
Got it.
Hey
You
Pat,
said Mark though.
A
sit
Mark.
on, sit on this
And
corner.
Big Van Vader was up
Sit on this
across
corner.
the two.
Trust me.
Yes.
Got it.
So
And-
go ahead.
Okay, so then that was the whole story because there's something about. So how did that translate into modern wrestling then?
The prostitute found the mark, and then they made it modern wrestling.
Nick, he's gonna sit there. Sorry.
For real.
We're adjusting things. I'm
That's what happened.
confused.
The prostitute met Mark, and they made it wrestling.
No, do they do that today?
What?
Have hookers.
No, because it's real. Everyone knows it's fake. It's scripted.
Oh,
It's
okay.
entertainment.
And plus nowadays it would be like there was no way, no
That's
way
UFC.
today.
You watch UFC, right?
But to like WWE,
Yeah. Would it be like?
there's no way in the WWE today that someone would come just a random dude coming from the audience.
Well, they did it to us. Like when we went to watch wrestling, it was a whole bunch of comics. We're in Toronto. We went to watch wrestling.
Yeah, but
They're
that was
making
not
fun of it.
WWE.
No, but what I'm saying is like it only happened on that level. Like it would happen on like.
It would always only happen at that
mainly
level.
on that level. It happened on bigger levels. Like you had like guys hurting people, but it was just.
But you told the story also. Someone was at
Schultz.
that fight. There's someone that was became a
it's
wrestler.
Mick Foley. Mick Foley was
What's
at
that?
the-
That's a different story or same
Yeah,
kind
it's
of.
just a different story. It's just saying
So
Mick
that
Foley
was a great-
watching Don Morocco and Superfly Snuka.
Right.
And Superfly jumped off the top rope, and then he's in the. They showed that he was in the audience watching. He hitchhiked to go to watch that match. He was just a fan of wrestling.
Okay, legitimately though. So they would have the person pretend that they thought it was fake to then go fight, but that was still all fake,
it'd be
right?
It'd be like an average person going, "Oh, I don't believe it's real," and then they go challenge, and then they go in the ring, and the guy would like hurt him.
But this Vader guy, he
Yeah.
was an actual wrestler,
yeah,
right? So
they're both,
he wasn't
they were
that
both
guy.
wrestlers.
So when his eye popped out, was that planned?
There's some guys that work really stiff. They call it.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. I'm gonna say no.
Certain,
But I
Vader,
mean, there's
Vader's
no
the guy
chance that
works
that was
stiff.
fake. It really.
Like when they're hitting you, they're really hitting you.
Okay.
So when you're getting punched, you're getting really punched.
But the storyline is planned out.
Yeah, the storyline's planned out. But
Got
when
it.
you're getting hit, you're getting hit. And then some guys can make it look like they're like just fucking destroying you, and it's like a feather.
In modern day wrestling, they're not actually punching you though.
Sometimes.
But I've seen like the camera like.
It's open-handed, right?
Yeah, but sometimes it depends on the guy.
Oh.
Some guys work really stiff, and some guys don't. Most guys don't.
Now they're doing reality shows between the guys and the girl wrestlers and stuff too.
I haven't seen that.
I've seen it. I know I've seen commercials anyways.
Well, there's a WWE network they're making,
Yeah.
so they're like
Yeah.
doing tons of different shows too.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it.
So it's more of a soap opera now.
Yeah.
They're actually turning it into an actual soap opera. Where it's
It
like
was
it was
always
always a soap opera. It was
It's
always,
always like telling stories like a soap opera.
but the girl wrestlers,
Except
are
they
just,
fight.
the girl wrestlers are just fucking amazing. They're all like Playboy models with
Yeah, but
giant
those aren't
fake
real
tits.
wrestlers.
Yeah,
Well, like if you put them
they're
in the
more
ring,
real
they're-
than me.
If you put them in the ring, they're not good. They're like it's like watching,
Oh, that's my boner.
That doesn't make any sense at all. This conversation makes
Talk
no
right here,
sense.
right to
if
this
you
guy.
put them in the ring, their fighting isn't real. Doesn't
What would
look
happen
good.
if he did say that to your boner?
He'd spit at you probably. Tell you go fuck yourself
Why would he do that?
because they call you a liar.
That the wrestling is good. Your boner
The-
thing knows.
No,
it's good.
girl wrestling is amazing. Anytime there's big juicy jugs fucking
See, but
flopping around in
you
any
watch
ways.
Juicy Jugs without them wrestling. You just watch big jugs.
I know.
Doing a whole bunch
Calms
of shit.
me down though. Calms me down.
But doesn't mean they're good wrestlers.
It's a good time.
Okay, but this. Okay, whatever. I don't even know why I'm continuing this conversation.
So okay, do we have a topic?
You got laid.
Oh fuck, yeah, I got laid. Patrick, I got laid.
Speaking of your boner,
When? When? I love how he says when. Like, no, you didn't.
That was good.
I didn't.
somebody's got to acknowledge it.
What did you say? I didn't hear.
Nothing.
All right.
Go on.
I'll listen. I'll rewind the tapes, buddy. I can get back to this moment. Don't you worry. Friday night I got laid. I had sex with a girl. It was a girl, and it was a girl I met on Tinder. Believe it or not.
We believe it.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
Really? On the app that helps you find ladies? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's never worked for me up to this point.
Okay.
So I met her on Tinder like months ago.
London?
What's that?
You got laid in London?
Yeah, London. She was in London, so she came to show.
Oh, that was
We
expensive.
hung out.
And then you banged her?
Well, yeah. I think she.
Did you
I think
guys
she
do a
had.
respective HIV test? Did you use a condom?
She had. We used a condom, but I would say she more like had sex with me. She was like amazing, like probably I think the best sex I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah, like, yeah.
How old
Fucking
is she?
What?
How old is she?
I think she might be like 29 or something like that.
Wow.
You like almost couldn't see her. Was she starting to flicker like in or fading like in Back to the Future?
No, I was drunk enough that I was still in the moment. So, but it was like I've realized I haven't had sex till it's been a long time actually. I hadn't had sex since like last December. For real, like I haven't had my penis in a vagina.
Oh, that's what that means.
Like I've fooled
Sounds like
around with
sex.
girls.
I
I
haven't
haven't actually boned a chick.
Yeah, that would be sex.
Sex. And it was
Yeah, it's
fucking.
sex.
And you know what it is? I'm sorry, Jordan. I know you probably haven't
Do I
sex
know
in
what
like
sex
years.
is?
But
It's been like 9 years.
Yeah.
It's been like 9 years.
it's so
Jordan's
funny
pretty
that
much a monk.
Mace
at
has
this
had more
point.
sex than you.
Jordan's
Throughout
like
life,
Jordan's like a shelf in a haunted house, just full of dust.
my dick just has a thick
Use
layer
it
of
all.
dust on it at this point.
Cobweb. Yeah, it's all-
Woo! Thank you guys. Thank you for that.
That's from Mark, who was a hooker.
Oh, nice.
But it's weird. Like you realize after like, you just it really de-stresses you like a lot.
What, sex?
Yeah. It's
Wait,
like
yeah.
yeah.
That's like you've forgotten about it so much. It's like I didn't realize it. It's a de-stressor as opposed to making you more stressed. Unless she's pregnant, then it makes you way more stressed.
No, not
Well, not if
necessarily.
she's pregnant when you have sex with her.
Yeah, or unless she, gave you some sort of disease.
That was good.
You know?
And really, really cool chick. I think I might.
Fell in love.
I might move to London.
You guys are gonna get married.
I love that. Oh fuck! Nick's shaking his head.
Yeah, because we've been there before with you.
No. She's cool. I like her, but no, she's like.
She's got a boyfriend and stuff.
Yeah, she's got like she's super hot. Like she's probably, I can tell she just wants just be single and one of the free spirit kind of chick.
You know, a lot of free spirit kind of chicks. Maybe it's not them.
It's hard. It's
Maybe
hard.
It's just you.
It is. It is.
Very
It is. Most times it is me.
Manolis, I just want to be a free spirit. Jump out of a window. I don't want this going any further.
Yeah, I
Light the
thought this
apartment
was a
on
good
fire.
idea. But yeah, fucking. You know what it was? When we had sex, it was like, I don't know. She had like a routine. Like it seemed like she like had a like we did this and then like it was.
You
like,
had sex with her, and then she's like, "Now pay me, and I'll leave."
But it was just fucking great. Like just like, oh fuck, you're fucking awesome. This
So
is.
she was at work. Like it was like not that she was at work, but there's like A, B, C, and D.
Well, she knew what she liked. I guess I was just
Or
like
she knows what she's
fucking.
doing.
She definitely knew what she was doing. But
Again,
like I mean,
London.
I don't mean this in any kind of like dirty way. I'm actually like praising. Like it's just fucking. It was
It's
just.
a compliment to the chef.
Yeah, it was just fucking great.
She was a real slut. I don't mean that in a bad way. No, that's good.
She was an
She knew
angel.
what she was doing. She liked what she liked.
Yeah.
Mace is nervous already. He's like, oh, I might run into a woman like that one day. Oh. Well, he'd just be a puddle on his bed. It'd just be a stain around his body.
Anytime, I guess, anytime you get to drain your balls is just good, right? Right?
Poetic.
Sorry,
Wait,
once again, I'm
is
sorry,
Hallmark
Jordan.
Yeah,
listening?
you should be.
Is Hallmark listening? Should we get that? We should get that to Hallmark. Anytime you can drain your balls is good. That's an affirmation of the day. I think we should put that on a poster.
I'm gonna get that on a T-shirt.
With a cat holding onto a string. Anytime you can drain your balls.
Should I tweet that?
Yeah.
Anytime you get to drain your
I
balls.
think you're the only
it's
person
good.
that can.
I feel like
tweet
you
that.
have tweeted that.
Don't cut his creativity off.
Sorry.
I tweeted something the other day. I thought it was genius.
Was it
you know?
about balls?
No, it said don't play with a woman's emotions unless it's a game that you want to win. You can't believe I wrote that.
I don't know what it means.
Don't play. Don't.
That's what this look is. It's not. Like, wow.
Don't play with a woman's.
What would
I'm
it-
saying
I
like
just
don't.
blew your guys' minds,
Don't
huh?
play.
No.
Don't play with a woman's emotions.
You can.
Play meaning a game,
belt book.
unless it's a game that you want to win.
Oh.
If you're not planning on like caring about this girl for real or being with her, or dating her, are you just trying to make her think you're into her? You're playing with her emotions.
Okay, but what about vice versa?
I don't care what they do.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Oh, I do, but I mean that's I'm just saying I'm just speaking from what I think people should.
Yeah, because then you're gonna get all those women on Facebook like, "Goddamn right, woo!" And it's like it's all bullshit.
No, I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah, but vice versa. Don't play with anyone's emotions.
Right, but
What is the
men are
win
technically
part
more of the species that are trying to get laid, and they'll try to make the girl think that they're into her more than they are, just because they want to fucking drain their balls.
I don't believe that.
I believe that. I live it.
You constantly treat women like that?
No, I make if I think a girl likes me more than she does, and if I know it's not gonna be a one night stand, I back off because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fucking rattle this chick out a bunch of times and go, hey, no, I don't really want to date you, but thank you for letting me drain my balls in your pussy like 20 times. But I don't want to date you. I don't fucking want to do that. I don't
But
want.
everyone's responsible at that level.
Yeah, but I'm talking about there's guys that will pretend to be that guy and then just go, oh, what? I thought we were just hanging
Yeah, but
out.
there's girls that pretend to be that girl too.
I know. I'm not speaking for girls. I'm not speaking. I'm not speaking for guys either. I'm just speaking what I think is the right thing to do.
Right, for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so
retweet,
take it off, rewrite what you tweeted.
No, I think more for men.
No, don't play with everyone's emotions.
No, men, don't play with women's emotion. I don't know. I think
I'm just teasing.
I know you are, but Jordan. Jordan wants.
He's organic traditions right now,
buddy.
That
He wants love, unlike more like anybody.
Oh, he's
True.
giving up on love. Look at that face. He had a pot cookie. That's all the love he needs this weekend.
Look at Patrick. His girl fucking marked him before we went out one
What
night.
happened?
Look at his neck.
Now I have another one.
I don't even say it on the podcast.
What's wrong with that?
Hickeys.
It's 82, man. It's fucking stellar. You didn't get hickeys in 82.
Looks more like I fell asleep on the stove or something.
Which is a possible. Yeah.
Sorry.
Knowing you, right?
Yeah. Face. Yeah, it's a hickey. No, she forced my face on the stove.
So where did you leave it with this girl?
It was chit chat a bit on through text, and that's about it. Like I said, I think she's like, she's not looking for a boyfriend.
This isn't a game she wants to win.
Nope, she's not.
You're not playing.
Well, I would play, but no, she's just like, I'm sure I get to hang out with her game, but I don't think she's
She's up for emotional.
Yeah, she told
What if
me.
you fall for
Does
her,
that go
but
through
she
your
still
head
wants to
every
hang out?
time?
What?
Every time you hook up with a girl, do you always consider whether you date them or not?
Well, the way this was working out, it just all happened. But while we're hanging out, if she
Why wouldn't you consider that though?
What?
Every time you hook up with a girl, why wouldn't that be a possibility?
You think about it. But he's asking, did I consider that?
Yeah.
And if she
No,
lived,
he asked every time you hook up with a girl.
No, I think sometimes you just know.
sometimes you
Yeah,
know.
you just consider it.
By time we were like,
There's always a consideration.
by the time they were getting by the time we got her to her place, I already knew that I liked her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying I like her. I just know, like,
Did you have a stuffed animal in the trunk of your car that you were gonna give her? It's like, oh, this one's getting a stuffed tiger.
from the picture.
My DVD.
Would I date? Like, I mean, put it this way: if she lived in Hamilton, I would definitely date her. I'd definitely
So
try
for you,
to.
it's about distance. Your heart is about distance. You're like a GPS heart. Your emotions are all about how far do I have to go?
Oh no! Well, yeah, what am I, fucking Superman?
I don't even know what
What?
Superman have to do with
Like, I
distance.
just see you later, guys. Fucking be in London in 1 second,
Yeah,
and like,
sure.
hey, baby, let me get rid of my cape.
But what if you saw your children in her eyes?
And you have a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if you saw you were coming on her face and you saw your children in
It's
her
actually like a viable possibility
Why
to drive to London.
Funny.
eyes?
That's
Load on your
very.
face and you're
That's
like,
very
oh my God,
funny.
I see my kids in your eyes.
Literally, I literally see my kids in yours.
Your eyes. Oh, let me just wipe that out of your eyes so I can look at my kids again.
Maddie, I barely got energy to leave without house. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm driving to fucking London every second day.
I get it.
That's like London's like an hour and like 10 minutes.
Change.
You know? I don't know.
You can live with the Jordan.
Where do you live? Are you close to
London.
London?
Yep.
Halfway or something?
I'm in London now.
You live in London?
Yep.
Ontario?
No, England.
He just came for the podcast.
Yeah. I fly in for the
What do you
podcast.
mean you don't live in London?
Yeah, I do.
So you
Since
live in
when?
Hagersville.
I live in London.
Since
I
when?
moved.
When?
Since
He's
when?
so full
Last
of
month.
shit, it's not
You're
funny.
Mace,
fuck
is this
you.
true?
Really?
Yeah.
See, but Mace drives every other day to visit his boyfriend in London.
When did you move to London?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Why would
totally
you? Why,
viable.
did you, why would you move to London?
'Cause it's great.
You see, you're like, I don't believe you.
Why? I have
What's your
cousins
address?
in London.
What's your address in London?
Fort-
Why did you move to London? It's great. As soon as you said it's great, we're like,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not the best improviser. All right. I thought I had it going for a while. I got busted.
Well, just use shit.
all right.
You said
Nobody's
shit.
perfect, Gavin. God damn it.
You have dead face. That's why.
I know.
You're like, you can do that. Yeah, see? I live in London. It's great. No, okay, he's lying.
All right. London's not that bad.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's not that bad. Actually, it is.
It's terrible.
I know that because I lived there for 3 years.
For 3 years with his cousin, Jacques.
So
Jacques Scherer.
It's just Jack. You don't have to pronounce it like that
Sorry.
all the time. It's getting weird.
I'm sorry.
do we have a topic? Another topic besides my balls?
No, actually, we just
I
have
assume we
Manolis'
already-
balls written down.
It's
What's
like-
that, Patrick?
I assume we already talked about the female comic.
No, we haven't got there yet.
Oh.
But we don't have any women on the show.
We can talk
like
about
that woman that said the
We
comment
don't
made
need
good
a
point.
woman. Blah blah blah.
Actually, it is a valid point.
It is a valid point.
Yeah.
If we're gonna have these topics about women,
We can
should
still have our
women
own
on-
opinions.
Yeah, but
you don't wanna
still,
hear mine.
it's still you should have a woman on. You're right. We can't have our own opinions, but we should still have a woman.
Yeah,
on
but
the show.
we're here right now, and this topic is happening.
Let's call a
I
woman.
don't want to wait another week or two until by the time we get a woman on this.
You
Won't even think about it.
Get the bag over her head.
Mace represents the women on this episode.
All right.
I don't think we're against women.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's that.
So I don't
it's
think
like if you had a race talk and it was like a whole bunch of white dudes, which I've seen a million times. Like what the
Like
fuck?
every week on this
Yeah, but
podcast.
we
Pretty
don't.
much.
Yeah, it's like that anyways.
No, it's not like that. Anyways, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay.
What was that supposed to mean?
I mean, you're white.
You see, that's a racist fucking thing to say. You can't say that shit.
But you know, I'm just saying it to bother you.
Yeah, but it doesn't bother me. It's
Well, then
you're
why?
putting
Well,
your
that bothers you a little.
You're putting your opinion out in the universe. You're letting everyone hear that. whether
Yeah,
they know
but
you or not.
everybody that's listening knows that I'm trying to bug you.
How do you know that?
Okay, everybody, I'm trying to bug them. I fixed it
With
already.
racism.
Yeah, but the one person's gonna hear that, and then all right, I know this guy. This racist bullshit. All right, go ahead.
What the fuck? Why does everyone do it to me? I'm
You got the
sitting here
notepad
like.
right in front of you. What do you
Okay,
want?
we know we're talking about the female comedian, though.
Oh, okay.
I've got nothing.
Sorry,
I don't
guys.
even know what this is about.
Well, we
I
just,
agree that we should have a female comedian here to talk about it as
I
well,
agree
though.
with you too. I agree with you too.
Well, it's not even me. It's a girl on Facebook made that
Pardon?
point. The girl on Facebook said that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just agreeing with her. I think it's a valid point.
Okay.
I've got nothing personally. I'm just sitting here trying to get by.
But you have the. You're trying to get by. Is it that tougher? You have
Yes.
the notepad in front of you, so I just.
I'm
assume-
constantly scared of life.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
all
we
the
know-
time.
But we know that. I just assume that you have the notepad.
Yeah, but we're like talking about a female. Like, okay,
All right.
the female
You know the
comedian.
story,
Is it
tell the story.
important for me? Don't get him to tell the story because that'll be hate speech. Let's have somebody fucking
It's
normal
misogyny.
tell the story.
It's misogyny hate.
So this fucking bitch.
You tell the story. 'cause
You
know-
tell the
I don't-
story because
It
you're
doesn't
more
have to be
socially.
specific to this person.
But that's what we're talking about, isn't it?
Well, no. The issue is a
Is it a local
widespread
comic?
thing. It's not
What's the
specifically
issue
this
that we're
one
talking about?
person.
What's the
Well,
issue?
female comics being sexually harassed.
No, because you got to get specific with this one.
But we're going to
Well,
talk
Gavin,
about
get
the
specific
you,
with
you
it
know,
then.
You know.
Yeah, we
We're
have
going
to. We have to go with specific. So Jen Grant, a common friend of ours.
That's what you're talking about, right? Yeah.
well,
she
yeah,
did a
she's
corporate
one of
gig,
several.
and she was on stage, and some dude in the audience got, in her words, rapey with her, like telling her to take off her top or whatever, doing all the shit. So then they did a thing on her blog post got bigger and bigger, or whatever. And Global News did an article about it, and they talked about her situation and a couple other comics, and one of them was talking about how dudes do this heckling and like shit dive bars and stuff like that. And so the comedy community is just like, yeah, let's call this guy up and everything. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
But she was told not to talk to the audience and
No,
to be clean, right?
Yeah, to be. It's a corporate, right?
Right.
So it's not the same. There's not the same the rules in a corporate that you have. And this guy got suspended from his job for doing all this stuff.
For yelling out, take your top off. And
He
shit.
was more like
He was saying
I-
stuff like
yeah.
the things that I'm gonna do to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
or-
this. I'm gonna do that. I'd like you to be like just.
and he
like,
got suspended.
Yeah, he got suspended. From
But
his
here's
job.
But the
thing.
guy who said "fuck right in the pussy" lost his job.
Yeah, because that's a government job that represents. You're representing the entire company when you go out there. That's just in their contract.
So are some people saying that this guy shouldn't have been suspended?
No, what I've seen, except for Pat, no one said that.
I think.
You don't think he should have been
Oh
suspended?
no, I'm not defending the heckler at all.
No, he's saying that it happens to dudes.
I think.
I don't know what is.
Well, he should talk for
I
himself.
feel like. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, I don't. You
I
go
feel like
ahead.
the issue is heckling versus sexual assault,
Well, it's
or maybe that's one of
see,
the
my
issues
thing
in this
is,
thing.
this becomes like Jen Grant's situation. Absolutely, that's bullshit. To go for my thing, the second girl was like, and I agree with you. There is like sexual assault, but to go in a dive bar and complain that someone's yelling some shit out,
Right.
It's like, well, it's a dive fucking bar. Like, what are you
Right.
gonna do? Suspend them from drinking at 1 p.m. till when you got on? Like, they're drinking their whole life away. These people.
Yeah.
That's kind of the initiation of stand-up. That being said, it's wrong. I agree. I'm not saying they're right, but that's a dive bar.
I'm
That's me.
surprised that like if it's a corporate show that she's doing that not someone that was there
No, that shouldn't happen.
didn't go up to the guy and go, hey, what are you doing?
It
I've
happened
seen it happen.
eventually, but he was allowed to say
He said several
3
things.
or 4 things, and then eventually someone
Someone
at a
did.
table next to him said, "You've gone too far."
I was doing a show with
Uh-huh.
Sandra Battellini in Vaughn, and some dude was like being fucking like terrible to her, so I had to go up and confront that dude. But like, it shouldn't happen in comedy clubs either.
I just thought of it. I forgot about this. I was at a show one time. Yuck Yucks, the old the one in the basement at the hotel. Laurie Elliott was on stage, I was just doing a guest spot. There was no doorman or anything. This drunk guy was. Yeah, this drunk guy, this is like years ago. This drunk guy was like saying stuff and it was fine. But then the drunk guy started walking towards the stage and then got on stage.
Yeah.
So at that point, I'm like, fuck it. I just got on stage. I walked up to the guy. He was really drunk, but he was like ready to like try to take her mic or something, right? But she was like, what the fuck what's going on here? Yeah. I just walked up to the guy and I put my hand on his shoulder and he looked at me. And once he saw that I was... Oh, he thought I was like a bouncer or something. He's like, oh, and he just right away got off stage.
Well, that's the thing. Is like the argument is that women have to deal with that as a comic no matter what. Like we deal with shit hecklers and they're shitty, but it's like it's kind of a universal thing with us. Like it's like most comics have to deal with that. They have to deal with the fact, and women in general deal with the idea, deal with the whole thing with always feeling sexually threatened.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. I know I'm a pig, but I never once want to say I've never been in a strip club and I yelled out nice tits. You know, like so, like what?
It's kind of redundant at that point.
But like I can't imagine like a female comic be on stage and say anything.
Yeah, but you're dealing with like we've all dealt with a dude that's jealous that you're doing it. Now,
right.
Like that dude and seeing a woman doing something he can't do.
Yeah,
it's even fucking worse.
The only
so
way
power.
only way that you can put yourself, or we can as guys, in the same situation as her, is that if every time someone heckled you, they also were a threat to rape you.
Yeah. And it's like, it doesn't matter what you say to that guy, because it doesn't matter. He's taking that power away from you.
Right.
Like, go fuck yourself or whatever, or even have great lines. He's taking that power away when he just diminished you to nothing. Like, it's just like, I don't care what you say. I'm going to fuck you.
Well,
you mean nothing. Absolutely zero.
I think it would be a stretch to assume the heckler would then follow you to your car and rape you or something.
Though.
I know, but what I think, these people are idiots already. Whoever hecklers are just idiots.
Yeah.
Already, but you know, they're obviously drunk and they're being idiots. And
but if you're drunk, you can't drive.
I'm not
a car.
defending them. I know that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I think they're in a comedy show. You know what I mean? They think they're being funny and they think they're being outrageous and shocking for saying shit to the girl.
Thing, is that this kind of thing that we're talking about doesn't just happen in the comedy clubs.
I know it happens everywhere.
Like all women live with this shit all the time. So then this is brought into this situation, and no one does anything.
But do you have a point?
Not really. I don't know. I don't know why it bothers me when it just like it feels like they're exaggerating or just making it seem
bigger than it is.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't. That it's not wrong. I agree, and I think that it's bullshit that it happens and it should stop. But I think to then be like, I don't know. Did they really feel threatened? You really think that guy's just going to come up and rape you now?
If a woman starts crying, a comic starts crying.
Well, sure.
But Jordan cries every fucking day.
Well, on the inside, it's
true. But you were trying to, were you trying to make, and I'm not trying to be inflammatory here, but were you trying to make a point this week? You posted something about Manolis, getting felt up by
my point with that. The only point I was making with that, I was not taking away from the women defending themselves at all, which a lot of people thought I was.
Yeah, because you put "Where's his news story?"
Yeah, because which yeah, I know.
So you automatically put your
but with "Where's his news story?" My point with that line was like, nobody gives a fuck that happened.
Yeah, but when you said with his news story, you automatically connected yourself with their news story for it. Like you have to understand like that you just connected.
I know, but then I clarified underneath what.
Yeah, but that's what people reacted to.
But you clarified what?
That I wasn't saying like, oh, they're being petty for doing that. My point was, it happens to guys.
No, but you.
They would never imagine he went to the news and was like, "This girl touched my cock on stage."
He doesn't live in a world where that happens all the fucking time.
Okay,
he's not sexually harassed. He loved.
It's only an issue when it happens
a world where he was sexually harassed all the time or sexually felt threatened.
But it did happen.
You would fucking love it.
But it did happen to me. So we'll say if I did.
No, but what I'm saying is you don't live in that world.
Well, no, but I'm saying if it did happen to me, right?
Yeah.
And if even though it doesn't happen all the time, I felt uncomfortable about it, just say.
Okay.
Do I not have the right to go to the news?
Absolutely.
Well, that's what your point is, I think.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone would have cared.
Yeah, but now you're in. I don't
But just
think
from that clip
territory.
alone, though. But when you
But
watch,
you're in that I don't think territory.
Okay, but if you watch the video, the audience encouraged it. They loved it because
he
it was.
He was having a great time too.
How do you know that's just not the way he handles it? I know, like, I don't know how you felt, but there was a moment where she grabbed your shirt and like put her hand, and you can tell, like, you could see in your eyes you didn't know what to do.
I knew.
Not saying you felt violated because
I'll
you've got
tell
a
you
good
the
sense
truth.
of humor.
Am I willing to get a hand job?
In all honesty, I just knew. Like I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, you're like, gotta make it funny. Just
I'm just gonna go with this. I was, believe it or not, I was like, I'm not saying I felt violated, but I knew. I just, believe it or not, I just didn't want this woman to feel embarrassed, even though she was doing something crazy. So I just wanted to go with it, just for it to all go away.
Hey, what if it was a dude that did that?
I honestly would have
done the same
I
thing.
would have done the same thing.
Okay, but like that's what I'm saying.
This gay guy kissed me on the cheek.
But if he was a
cheek
woman,
yesterday.
Yeah, but that's the worst example.
not really.
Yeah, because you're talking about Manolis getting that done, where he's even
If any
admittedly
guy-
said, "I'll go with
Even
it."
if a guy, just say it wasn't Manolis and it was some other guy,
Doing
male
it.
comic,
Yeah.
and a woman did the same thing,
And he was
touches
offended?
his cock and pull, and he was like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. I have a hard time believing the audience would
Yeah,
be
but
on
now
board
we're
to be like,
hypothetical.
Yeah,
Well,
but
You got to give me reality, not hypothetical.
okay, I was
argue-
upset. I was upset.
but people don't know. We know Manolis, but everyone else in that room doesn't know Manolis.
Yeah, but people are laughing at the end of the video. Like what I'm saying is, like what you're saying is, I feel this would happen.
Okay, well,
And
then,
we're
for
talking
another
about this
example,
what
something that
happened.
did happen, that guy that got raped by 3 women, I
Right.
don't remember where it was. There was morning radio DJs, all
Toronto.
kinds of, they were all making fun of him.
And
They
I
were all like
agree with you
laughing
on
about
that.
it. Like,
I
what
agree
is
with
he?
you.
What is he gay? He doesn't like 3
I agree
women.
with you. I completely agree.
See,
with
But
you.
that's what I mean. But that would never, ever, ever happen if a woman got raped by 3 dudes. The news would never even. It wouldn't even be a. That's what I'm
Because-
saying.
But that's
Why
a,
getting
but
raped-
that's a problem too. Like that is a problem too of what you're saying. But that doesn't make her thing any less of a problem.
Exactly.
I know. That's
No, I
what
know.
I'm saying, though.
But I'm saying,
I agree
like, I
with
don't
you on
think
that.
you guys agree.
I agree with you on that, but what I'm saying is exactly what Jordan says. You can't. What it came off is that you're diminishing their argument.
Well, that's not what I was trying to do.
And if you use Manolis' clip, it's got to be the same fucking thing. It's got to be the same situation. It's got to be him being offended and be like, "What the fuck?" Like I posted a clip when they were making fun of the guy's penis getting cut off, and everyone's howling. Remember they were laughing at "fuck her right in the pussy" because I felt you should be able to say "fuck her right" because it's not directed at anyone.
Yeah.
Fuck her right in the pussy. Like the woman in the comments said, "You can't say cunt." Fuck that. We should be able to say whatever the fuck we want.
well, yeah, I'm not. If I don't, she doesn't get where I'm coming from.
Right.
I'm not. I'm not.
Well, we can say dick all day long and no one has a problem.
Yeah.
Dick isn't beautiful.
But I don't mean anything negative towards a woman
No,
when I say
you just
cunt.
say cut. But that's
yeah.
fuck her right in
And
the
then
pussy.
another thing that.
And I posted that video about them laughing at on was that View, the other version of the View, where that guy got his dick cut off and they were making all these jokes,
Oh.
and they're like, and
Bob
one of them
it?
was even like,
Late
he
Show?
probably deserved it, and not the Late Show. Anyway, they were like, he probably deserved it.
Women said that.
Yeah, exactly. There's a fucking
so
perfect
fuck
example
them.
of that bullshit.
I know. That's what I mean.
But him
It's
in
a
that
double
video
standard.
doesn't match with what they were going through.
Well, yeah.
Well, because we know the reality.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna, if Pat was gonna make to everyone to say where's his news story, you connected yourself.
Like
with
for
that
me,
story.
like this thing. For me, the thing is, if I was to try to get a news story, it would only be to try to get press. I would be lying.
People would say that too.
Yeah, I would be lying.
But what if you went with like her? You wrote a blog about it and then people picked it up, right? So you
Okay.
went along.
Well, are you saying that I'm actually upset?
Yeah, you would have to be upset about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But this world is totally hypothetical.
Yes,
This
that's-
word that you're arguing is totally hypothetical.
point.
That women, you're arguing from a place where women are constantly sexually
No, but-
assaulting men.
Do I believe?
Yeah. It doesn't
Do I
happen all the
believe? The question is, I'm saying like to how far? Like I get what you're saying, but do I believe Jen Grant's sincere? Yes. So that's I
But it
guess.
doesn't even matter if you believe it or not. That's besides the point.
Well,
Because that's a whole issue with rape culture too, right? It's like the idea that women are not believed for these kind of assaults. That's a whole thing, where people don't believe a woman's was assaulted. So it doesn't even matter if you believe how she felt or whether it's true or not. If she felt that way, she has a right to
yeah,
to
but
say that.
I mean, I'm still allowed to have an opinion on whether.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But what
so-
I'm saying is that that doesn't diminish why she wrote the blog or who picked it up or anything.
And there are bigger factors about like going to the news than just her getting press. Like there's the news is there as like to be a social commentary. So like when people like protesters or like female comedians who are getting sexually harassed, when they go to the news, it's about to change the commentary of society. It's not just about them specifically getting press for their own name.
Yeah.
One thing
Like
too,
it's an avenue to get a bigger issue out there.
And shit got out there. Like it actually worked exactly what you
If
said.
she had just written it on her independent blog, like
I don't
it's
think
not going to get that much traction.
Right.
Whether she wants press or not is like it. Yeah.
I think it's different because, like, for a man, like when a woman does something to you, like if she sexually assaults you, you know, you can call it. You can go, okay, enough of this shit. Whereas like a woman doesn't have that same security about themselves. They like if someone approaches them, grabs them or whatever, they feel like they are now, gonna have to deal with this guy.
I have a joke about if a woman, and this is a true story, it's just true statistic. If a woman's being sexually assaulted, more people will react if you yell fire instead of rape, because more people believe that you're on fire before you're being raped. That's true.
I don't know if I'm not a fan of Brett Butt's comedy, but he posted something I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I've been a stand-up comedian for 28 years, and not once have I been heckled with sexual threats. I also don't know of any other male comics who have been sexually threatened. Yet most female comics get that within their first week. A lot of them hear it on day one, and then again and over during their entire career. But heaven forbid if a female comic ever finally gets fed up with this repetitive, vile, hostile garbage. There's always some dim asshole who's quick to tell her that she's being too sensitive. Well, guess what? You dim asshole. She's not being too sensitive. You're being a piece of shit. Try not being a piece of shit for a while, and I bet that'll really cut down on the amount of rampant sensitivity you have to tolerate.
Even
Well written.
Even my comment about like, oh, you're playing a dive bar is wrong, because it's like that's where I'm caught in this world. Is like even that is the wrong fucking mentality, because that can change. Do you know what I mean? Like you can change that mentality and make that like such a old school thing, but I'm like, oh, but you're a comic. That's part of the fucking game.
Yeah.
But it should be part of the game.
That's where I started getting upset with, like, when that whole, because before this thing happened with Jen, there was that whole the fucker right in the pussy thing, right?
Yeah.
And
Which has been said to guy reporters.
right, and so I said, I go, if I heckle, or if I'm just say someone that said like really inappropriate sexual things at me at a show, am I allowed? Is it the same thing? And can I call that guy's employer? And should there be consequences to that person? And then you wouldn't believe how many people, including lots of women, going, well, you're a comedian, though. That's part of the job.
Because women are stupid, too.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. If it's part of the job, why, and then this happens, and they're like, oh, well, then
Yeah, but
this.
but everyone's part of that mentality. It's wrong. I was doing a show on Thursday, and the fucking guy, the owner, we were joking around about raping me, and I was like, there's big laughs, and I'm like, if this was a woman, you guys wouldn't be laughing at this shit.
Yeah. That's what
That
was the point I was trying to
she's
make
allowed
with that
to.
video.
She's allowed to do whatever she wants to react to. She didn't ask that guy to do that situation, but everybody that if she wants to put it out there, everybody's allowed to have an opinion, whether they believe that it's whether to me it's whether someone's sincere or not.
Yeah.
And I know you're saying it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But I think it does to every person that hears it, and everybody's gonna have a moment and go, well, I think she's valid or
And
not
that's why
valid.
It is impossible for us to put ourselves in that
But, like,
situation.
okay.
But
Here's the problem.
Okay.
You don't live in a world where if you were in an alley and you saw somebody else in the alley, you're not worried about being fucked or being raped. You live in a world
Not as much.
You live in a world where you're like, all right, this guy
I worry.
might mug me.
What?
You live in a world where that guy might mug you. They live in a world where they might be mugged and they might be raped.
Right.
Right.
So what's the
that's what I'm
point?
saying is like that's always around them.
Right.
Right. So when you're
So,
heckling someone,
but
with
yeah,
that
I'm
shit,
still allowed to.
terrifying.
I'm still allowed to have an opinion on the situation.
I know, but.
But I'm not. So like, well, women go through so much, so I can't have thoughts.
I'm saying you can't decide what her sincerity.
I can decide what I think. It's like you can decide like you watch a comedian. It's like maybe.
But how do you decide what her sincerity is?
I don't know. You don't listen to people talk or watch someone on the news or whatever, and you go, this guy. You just instantly go, oh, this guy's full of shit.
Sometimes, but I can't like.
But so that's you thought you had that opinion.
Yeah, but
I'm not allowed to have the opinion because I don't know for sure.
Someone being sexually assaulted.
Are you saying that you think that when female comics are heckled like that, they aren't really that scared?
I'm not talking about. No, I'm more thinking about like situations like with her situation, and like those kind of situations. I can't think of all of them, but I think you're still allowed to think whether you believe them or not. Like believe that they're sincere in like this making a point.
What do you mean?
Or then just trying to get publicity.
So if they were assaulted, say someone assaults someone, you can decide whether they're sincere or not. But isn't that a court of law, not really you?
I'm allowed to have opinions, Gavin.
Yeah,
I'm allowed to have opinions.
You can always.
It's real or not.
I'm not, but what I think doesn't change it.
No, but I just don't understand.
So I'm allowed to think, though.
I guess that's what I'm asking. What do you think? You are allowed to decide what you think about it.
It's like saying that you think that she's doing the right thing, and you're like, well, you're not allowed to think that way because you don't have a right to think about.
You're questioning whether she was assaulted or not.
I think she's valid in everything that she's doing.
Yeah,
I
but
believe
I don't
her.
understand. Like, if someone gets sexually assaulted and they say they were sexually assaulted,
she was verbally sexually assaulted, right? She didn't get raped.
But what I'm saying, you're saying in general. How do you sit there and go whether it's sincere or not? I don't understand. Like, I can't judge someone on that
because
we're starting to argue opinion now.
Yeah,
He just admitted that he agrees with all of us that she was likely sexual assaulted.
Yeah.
So now we're getting into
what I'm saying is when you look at the situation, and where I don't want to turn this into half an hour fucking argument, but when you look at the girl like made that video about Ari Shafir, to me she was a woman that was trying to get publicity.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about that.
No, but that to me, like, I didn't believe she was sincere. That she was. I didn't believe she was a victim.
I don't want to get back into that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't believe you're a victim. Her.
But she was a victim.
Yeah, but that's fine. That's fine. Let's not do that. Okay. And it's like I'm just saying whether you believe something or not. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to fucking.
The marriage counseling is working. It's nice to see.
Well, I just don't understand. Like, here's what my problem is. Like, if someone says they're sexually assaulted, it's not up to us to say if it's real.
It's not. It's not. But
that's all I'm saying.
Okay, but
I
I'm
think you're
still
both saying the same thing, though.
Yeah,
that's all I'm
I'm
saying.
still saying that I'm allowed to think
if it's real or not.
Yeah. But if I go by what you're saying, I can't say anything then.
You can't decide
unless I
whether
agree.
someone's experience is real or not.
Yeah, I can.
All right.
Like it's like saying that thinking is not allowed by what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
It's getting a little circular. Let's just
where's the line drawn for when it becomes sexual harassment? Like if a
this is why we need a woman on the show.
Yeah, but okay. But in your guys' opinions,
probably just
no. But like I'm saying,
it depends on the victim.
I'm saying it got too far
us.
when the guy was like, I'm gonna fuck you. Oh, the things
Yeah,
I
but
would
that
do to you.
depends
I
on
get that, but if someone just goes, show us your tits.
Yeah, but that depends on the victim. It doesn't depend on what we decide.
I know, but what if someone said, "Show us your feet," and then the victim felt like, "I'm."
Yeah, but now you're
I'm
like,
offended.
what if the
No,
victim,
but that's what I'm
if?
saying though, because here's my
But
problem.
you're living in what ifs.
But show us your tits is sexual. Show us your feet. I mean, could be sexual. It'd be weird. But like, it depends what the context. If she's like doing a joke about something on her foot or what, like, I think you can.
No, but
I think you
if someone shouts, "Show us your
clearly.
tits," once, is that just as bad?
It depends on the individual. For this individual, she's a comic of 15 years, I think I read.
Right.
Who does corporate gigs and then other types of gigs.
Right.
For her, this person, I don't know her. When he got to the point that she burst into tears as a pro comic, that he said something that made her burst into tears and stop doing her.
There's probably a lot of
job.
emotions. She's humiliated. She's
she felt threatened. All that. So for her, that was the line. But that doesn't mean that this is the line for everyone.
No, I know.
It depends on the individual.
Yeah.
So, but what's good for you doesn't mean it's good for it. There's no one status level. There's no marker.
I know. I guess if anything, I'm trying to defend maybe what Manolis was saying. Like if a female comic's on stage and one guy went, "Show us your tits," and she made a huge fucking stink about it, would you really believe that she was that offended by someone shouting, "Show us"?
But
that has, I think again, I know this is
again,
what ifs, but
I might be like, "Oh, come on, get over it." It doesn't matter what I fucking think. Doesn't matter what I think. Because
I know, but that's what I'm
it's
saying. Now
hurts.
it's like I know, but then what gets done about
But
it?
now you're
'Cause
deciding
can't-
who's being real, who's being fake.
But also that's for the people in the situation to decide because that doesn't affect anybody else. If
Right.
in that at that corporate
I know,
event,
but I guess
some guy said show us
But
your tits.
what happens then? Like, just
But
say
then
someone
they do
does
whatever
feel
they want.
really
What happens?
offended
If the
and
boss-
they feel violated by that comment. Now what? Is it just like, so what? Suck it up. It happened. Sorry. Because I don't. What happens? Because like, what if someone easily
Well,
what if someone got just as offended by something non-sexual?
Well, that's also the dangerous side that we are stepping into is that people are going to say shit about
Because
us.
at one point, is it just annoying? Is it just something we have to deal with, like other
At some point,
hecklers?
they're gonna- we as comics, we're going
'Cause
to deal with
We
this.
have to
think-
deal with outrage culture. That's
Yeah.
just what we're living in right now.
Right.
And so when these situations pop up, it starts. Like we all think that there should not we. Society thinks there should be a bar set, right? Like at which stage is it too far or not? That everyone's going to agree on. No one's going to agree on where the bar is going to be set. But because outrage culture, the bar is. I don't even know where the bar is.
Well, this is my thing too. Is like we as comics are gonna have to start dealing with this shit too. It's gonna come back on us. There's no question.
Me?
Everybody.
It happened the other night at Yuck Yucks.
your
with,
fault, but if you got this.
Comic John had a joke where he said something about rape.
Yeah.
And there was a girl in the audience.
Oh, that was
He
so.
got
at
off
Yucks
stage.
on Wednesday?
Yeah, at Yucks on Wednesday, and she yelled across the bar.
She freaked out.
Yeah.
You are terrible. You're a horrible person. You should not do that.
Piece of
She
shit.
sat there with
She
her.
was saying that he should be banned.
It's-
and
But
this
she
and
didn't
that.
listen.
happen-
She didn't listen to
heard
the joke. All
like
she
2
did was
weeks
hear
ago.
the word
Was
rape.
that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
But did anybody listen to her or take her seriously?
No, the room got awkward, and
But
then
eventually they will.
If you're,
Yeah.
I
can't-
countered
can't-
it by telling
eventually they
another
will.
rape joke.
Yeah, but that's just like a slippery slope argument.
It is a slippery, but it's
But,
going to
then
happen.
we have to deal with it then.
He
Right
was-
now, nobody's really
all he
taking
did
it
was-
Is
Seriously.
anybody
Made it-
shocked at that? Like, is anybody shocked that somebody got offended at a rape joke in 2015?
Yeah.
No,
But it
But he
depends-
it was
made
the
a-
way it was the way she reacted though.
It
She
depends
was like,
what you're saying.
But if you heard the joke, you go, the way she reacted was ridiculous because what he was
Yeah.
doing, he was explaining that there's the numbers of the statistics went higher or lower. I think because they considered something else
rape.
rape.
Yeah, because he said if his girlfriend like said that he can fuck her while she's sleeping.
That's the argument, though, right? Is context is gone. Nobody fucking listens to context.
Yeah, exactly. She heard the word rape and just went, "That's disgusting."
I am
He told
outraged.
a rape joke.
Yeah.
And
Nobody
then,
listens
but
to
then she
context.
backpedaled because I was like, oh, like you were offended that he told a rape joke. You didn't like it, and she goes, well, if he told a funny rape joke, she says something like that. So she's like, she's for rape jokes if it's funny
Oh, she's
to
against
her.
funny.
If she finds it funny, then it's fine.
She's-
And that's where her whole validity's
She-
gone. It's
she-
like, oh, you're just a fucking idiot.
She heard the word rape and just reacted.
Yeah.
But if you think audience members,
She didn't
are not
hear the
gonna do
joke.
That's
that,
the other thing is that
If you think audience members are not gonna fucking take us to task like that shit,
as-
we're gonna lose work.
as much as people are hearing the like you shouldn't tell rape jokes, they're also hearing like prominent comedians saying no, you can tell jokes about whatever you want as long as it's funny. And even the girl that reacted
but
still had heard enough about that she
But
then
you're hearing
backpedaled.
enough comedians apologize for shit too.
Not really.
Oh,
Who did
yeah,
you
man.
hear do it?
Sarah Silverman. You've heard.
Sarah Silverman apologized for lying about a guy.
No, for other shit.
Oh, I didn't
What are you
know
talking
she
about?
apologized for
What
other
about Sarah
things.
Silverman?
She apologized not for rape, for that Chinese joke she did.
Chinese
Did she
style.
apologize for that?
I think so.
I don't think she did,
Oh,
man.
maybe she didn't.
And I don't see. And there's,
Maybe I'm wrong on that.
but she defended herself on politically incorrect, and I was completely on her side.
Yeah, she didn't say anything wrong.
Well, no, she didn't. The guy just took the opportunity to try to make a big deal of something that wasn't really racist.
Right.
She was making fun of racism.
Yeah.
So is there a line you can cross on stage?
Yeah,
I think
if
it's
the
all
other
about
person's an
context.
asshole, I guess.
I think it's all about context. That's what it's about. It's about context.
Yeah, I agree with that because you can't just go on stage and be like,
Yeah.
say, because we say like we should be allowed to say whatever we want, but that's like in a creative context, not like literally go on stage and be able to say whatever you want.
There's
you know?
Say what you want in the goal of trying to be a funny
There's
stand-up.
worse shit
Right.
on that night, on your Wednesday night, being said than any rape joke. There's like fucking dudes saying the most racist, homophobic, misogynistic shit because they
Yeah.
don't know better. And rape? There's fucking nothing. There's worse shit being said that's just like, how many fat chick jokes have we listened to? Like, that's just the point.
I don't like those at
There are
all.
millions
Oh,
of
yeah,
them,
those
and
always
that's
make
just
me
accepted.
cringe.
People
Oh,
just
fuck
accept
it.
that.
Fat people hate thing on Reddit.
No.
There's like
What is
a
that?
super popular subreddit called Fat People Hate. It's like the meanest, shittiest.
See
Oh,
that
fucking
really?
thing.
That's I always cringe when
No one-
makes a
People
fat
accept
chick
it,
joke
though.
because
It's
I'm like,
fine.
oh,
When
it's
make-
just some poor
it's
fat chick
fine.
in the audience is like, just ruined her fucking night.
Ruined her night.
It's
Ruined her night.
and it's fine, and nobody says anything. And you hear the word
But
rape,
it's
you're
not
gonna freak
fine.
the
It's
fuck
not
I know,
fine.
that's what I mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Society's
it's worse shit
retarded.
being said. In fact, there's worse shit being done in the world. Like, you're going to get mad about rape. What about those fucking Native women that are disappearing all over? I keep saying that shit. That shit
Why do you
bothers
keep talking about those
me.
native women
Because
that
no
keep
one gives a
disappearing?
fuck. They're not even allocating.
Why do you
money
know
to
so
an
much about these
investigation.
native women that keep disappearing, Gavin?
Because
it's a huge news story.
Why is this like, let's talk about the native women that keep disappearing every week?
Like I said, I have a hatchback. The seats fold down. I'm just saying. It's like you're gonna be a social justice warrior over in a comedy club over a word, but you're not really doing.
But who
anything.
cares if somebody's a social justice warrior? Like, good for that. Like, who gives a fuck?
I'm just saying, like, don't interrupt the show because you heard a word.
You're talking about
that you don't-
hecklers?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
okay.
don't like.
I had a woman say to me one time, she's like, "Oh, you're racist." And I'm like, I was in England, London, England. I used this joke. Remember that joke about green people? I used to do. I don't know. It was like, I don't care if you're.
Remind you of blacks and you hate them.
Yeah, that one. I said, I don't care if you're white, black,
And
blue,
Chinese
green.
people smell.
But if my daughter comes home with a green guy and whatever, I said the word black guy at one point. Just I said black guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're racist. I'm like, excuse me. I go, how am I racist? You're just racist. I'm like, how?
Just racist.
You're racist. I'm like, how? So she heard the word black. That's all she heard. She's racist. I go, explain to me how am I racist? Oh, tell another black joke. Go ahead. Come on. Tell another black joke. And I at that point I realized, because also she just came back from the washroom and she just wasn't listening to the joke. And I said, you didn't even hear the joke. You just heard the word black. And now you're calling me racist. And she was like with 3 dudes. And I think she thought oh, I'm going to fuck with you because you're going to be afraid because of my guy friends.
Yeah. They were on your side?
No, they were fucking pussies. I knew that. But I said, and she goes, say another black joke. See another black joke. See what happens. I'll get my gun. I'm like, you get your gun?
She just said she'll get her
Gun? Yeah. She was from
black?
She was black and she was from America.
Oh my god.
I go, you're gonna get your gun? I go, get your gun. Go get your gun. Come back and shoot me. Kill me. Please kill me. But other than that, sit down. Keep your mouth shut because you bore me, lady. Do you understand? You bore me. You're boring.
And what'd she say?
She didn't know nothing. And I look. Do you understand, guys? She's boring, like this. And the guys did nothing. They were trying. I gave the guys the opportunity. Like, hey, go fuck yourself. And then, because obviously I'm not gonna hit a woman, but I'll fucking hit.
You can throw something at them though.
I can. Is that
Yeah, that's
is that
cool.
law?
As long as you don't skin to skin.
But I'm like, I'll fight
yeah,
the 3 guys. No problem.
You can
Frying
throw the
pan.
stool.
You want my aggression
If
for
the stool
her?
hits
I'll
another
give it to
thing
her.
on the way
I'll give it to the
her,
dude.
even better.
They arrest that thing.
Yeah, they.
But she
arrest
was
the-
heckling all night too. Like she was just heckling everybody here and
I
there.
think you can also tase her.
So basically, if somebody doesn't heckle, you guys are fine with them being like a social justice warrior. But the heckling is the line that they
Come
cross.
talk to me after where I can, you don't interrupt.
Well,
me
write a
with that.
blog about it and go to Global and do a story about
See,
it
now you're
later.
stepping right back into where you came from.
No, I'm saying do that.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt the show. Go to, if you're really upset about it, write about it.
Yeah.
But don't
like,
heckle.
Yeah. I used
Don't
to say
interrupt the
shows,
show.
And my wife
I
said
wasn't.
straight
I didn't
back.
say that to be.
Hey, typically,
dick
this is
to the
all
other
like,
thing.
So it's not
Oh,
about
fuck, I
them
don't know.
being social justice warriors. It's literally just about
ruining
hecklers.
the show.
Don't ruin the show.
It'd be like if you didn't like a movie and go like, "Oh, this is bullshit."
Yeah,
In the
you
middle of the
don't like
movie,
it.
you're ruining it for everyone else
You
in the
don't
theater.
like it. You
That
don't
would be
like it.
stupid. Yeah, demanding them to stop the movie because you don't like it. Just
Yeah.
fucking leave then.
I was doing a show in Ottawa, and there's like these 3 women who are like feminist bullies, and they bullied every motherfucker. So anything you said, they were just like bullying the whole show, and everybody else was having a great time, but they just bullied the whole show because they chose what was offensive to them. It's like, shut up. And it wasn't even like they bully, but then they're like so drunk they start, when they start talking, like they just think it's all about them. You're only offended with your shit.
The best part about, I think, stand-up, not the best part, one of the cool things about stand-up is we can actually use this forum to talk about how outrage culture is bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is really, can't really talk about outrage culture anywhere else where we can actually critique it. We can actually critique it because we can say, in the comedy environment, this is what's cool and this is what what isn't. We understand outrage culture exists, but when you bring that into this environment, we get to critique it.
But comedians aren't bound by facts. Like, I'm more interested in hearing an academic talk about outrage culture. Comedians just they have opinions they can.
I am so outraged. I am outraged right now.
Outrage culture isn't that bad though.
I'm not saying it's bad. There's reasons for outrage culture, and even in a show sometimes, let's have a debate. But don't. It's the people that you're getting into these comedy shows are soccer moms mainly in these clubs, and it's just
Talking about
I
weekends?
read that shit on BuzzFeed, and I know you shouldn't say I had a woman at the same club. You shouldn't talk punch up with rape.
But maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's not good to joke about rape. Have we ever thought about that?
No,
maybe it's not good.
Everything. But what if your joke educates people with fucking shit that's going on?
But does it though?
Yeah. I have plenty of rape jokes that educate people. Like I have a joke about date rape that talks about what date rape really is. It's sexual. It's a drug-induced sexual assault.
But it's a joke though.
It doesn't matter. A lot of stuff is done.
It doesn't trivialize it.
Humor doesn't trivialize things. Humor brings people to a real level.
Sometimes
it does, but humor does a lot of different stuff.
Your humor.
Humor's all different. You're coming from the mentality like that old dude when we were.
I'm just talking here.
No, I know what
here,
you're
let me
doing.
tell you
It's good.
what point of view you're coming from. Is that old dude in when we were in Waterloo who's like
Tassels?
make fun of this person? Where I have conversations. To them, it's all make fun of. Humor isn't always about making fun of something or trivializing it, everything. And sometimes it is.
Didn't Carlin said you can talk about anything with context? Like anything can be funny with context. To answer your question as to whether you should even talk about rape at all.
I don't
with
think
context.
you don't think you think you're just asking the question,
You're asking
right?
I'm just talking. Yeah.
Well, because when that chick freaked out about the rape thing, I countered it by doing a rape joke, right? But with the context of it was that Grand Theft Auto thing. It was kind of a stupid joke, but it's about the news thing and how they were freaking out about how you can rape people on Grand Theft Auto. But the context was I didn't know why they were freaking out so much because of all the other things that can happen to you on Grand Theft Auto. You can be shot in the face, you can be run over with a car, you can be beaten to death with a baseball bat, and now you can get raped. And out of all those things, if I had to choose one of those things that happened to me in real life, I would choose rape because it's the least. You know what I mean? So that context, it's a joke. It's a rape joke, but I don't know. I think in that context, I'm not promoting rape. I'm not saying rape is a good thing. I was comparing it to other things that are worse.
I don't think outrage culture is completely bad. I think there's good aspects to
I
it.
feel like with outrage culture, there needs to be some form of outrage culture to provoke positive change.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Is it really that much like outrage, or is it just that it's so easy for everybody to say their opinion immediately that it's just a lot of opinions?
That's actually something I think about all the time. Is like, has it always been like this, and now everybody just has like a voice? Like that's what I wonder.
I hate outrage
I think
culture
you're right.
because I think it's fake and it's bullshit. Because people don't get outraged about things that bother them. They get outraged about things that'll get them a pat on the back, and that's a completely different thing. Like people on Facebook, they'll post something like, "Oh, I hate this" and everything, and everybody likes it, and they get off on that. They don't actually get off on. They don't actually believe in those tenets that they're supposedly putting out there. Like,
It also just seems like people want to post something every day.
Yeah.
And so if that's what everybody's talking about, they'll say their opinion on it.
It's also like you got that like exactly what you said. Like everyone will agree with me and pat me on the back.
yeah,
It's
and
all
it's
like,
not
oh, he said that thing that we all agree with.
Well,
Or
we were
everybody
talking-
will get mad and it'll be like controversial.
But
Well,
it's
like
just
we were
trolling.
talking about in the car on the way back the other day, about people, they get all rage about for like feminist issues, but as soon as you start talking about like women in the Middle East, they go dark. They're like, oh, I
They don't know
about
that shit.
stuff. That's not like, you're not a real feminist. If you're a real feminist,
Yeah.
you'd be a global feminist, not just in your backyard type.
Your own backyard, yeah.
Like, my question with this whole thing is bringing awareness to it. It's all great and everything, but what's the game plan? Because like in real life, rape is bad. We know this. It's against the law. It's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
But there's people that do it know it's wrong, but they still do it. So
Yeah,
like,
but, like,
they take preventative measures and stuff.
I gotta take
The argument.
Sorry,
No, but you can't. How do you stop people
Because
from
rape
doing
isn't
this at
just,
comedy
like, rape-
clubs?
when they
What's
talk
the
about rape
plan?
culture, we talked about this last week. It isn't just like I'm in an alley and I got a knife up against your throat. There's like rape culture in a lot. a lot of shit.
No, I know, but I'm saying it's on the news now.
Yeah,
We're talking about it, but how do you
there's
stop?
stuff that we've all done that we didn't know was part of rape culture.
Yeah, but are they hoping that this will now, like, eventually people will just stop shouting shit at comedy shows?
I don't know.
Because it's not going to happen.
I think that is kind of the goal, is because I think the argument is that rape arises out of a context where men are kind of allowed to be like sexually aggressive in different contexts, and then from that there's going to be the guy that takes that way too far and actually rapes somebody. And so if we can scale back the amount of aggression that men are like comfortable showing, then hopefully there'll be less rape too.
I know, but will there be consequences now? Like, what's?
I know in comedy clubs, there'll be fucking consequences like crazy. Comedy clubs are gonna fire you like that.
It should be
But I think
simple.
if you're the type of person who's going to shout shit like that at a show, I don't think, like, what are you going to do that makes that person not have that impulse to be a fucking idiot?
But that's the thing. You can just like some clubs are good about kicking out any heckler, even if they're saying something mundane.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And so as long as you do that,
club is good at kicking out hecklers.
I think Toronto clubs have always been good at it.
No, they haven't. They've been terrible.
I've always
had Mississauga one.
I've had clubs where they push people back farther in the show to put them back. Oh, they're talking too much. All right, we'll make them sit.
Point is, they're all different. At the Mississauga one, that guy Dominic has he kicked out a table at one of the
punched in
shows.
the face recently. By kicking someone out.
Really?
Yeah.
But the point is that you can kick people out for heckling because you're not allowed to do that at a show. And then if the heckling goes into the area of being sexual harassment, then you deal with that too.
Yeah.
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 You just solved the universe.
I think this is going to be a thing that takes a long time. It's
I actually do have to go.
Do you have to go?
Yeah.
You should have just dropped the
like
mic and
4:13.
left.
I
Like,
should.
not even said anything. Just dropped the mic right there and left.
And then we just live it ringing the whole time.
That'd have been badass.
Is Mayce coming back? That's all we do for the rest of the day.
Where the hell did Mayce go?
It hurts my brain, the whole thing.
Yeah,
After a
it's-
while.
It does. I just don't know where I stand as a man, or I feel like old and I feel young, and I just don't know where I stand. I don't know where any of this goes.
I think that's an existential crisis you're having. I don't think that's really
Because I'm like
sexism.
Part of me as a comic is like, yeah, fucking heckling. That's what you got to deal with. That makes you tough. And then I agree with what they're saying at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like I don't.
There's heckling and then there's that.
Yeah,
I can only imagine how frustrating and annoying and.
It's just
And-
like there's rites of passage, but that's an old school mentality too, right? So all of it is just all confusing and weird for me.
But has
I
this
just
been
gotta learn
happening
how it
for
goes.
decades and decades with women?
No, it's just in the last 5 or 6 years where women are like, fuck. Like, it has been happening, but in the last 5 years where women are like this, it's
Yeah,
a new
saying this
generation
needs to stop.
We don't need to fuck. We don't give a fuck.
Women are, I think women just are becoming stronger and stronger.
But in general, like there was a
Just not
time
putting
when
up
that
with it.
22 Minutes sketch where they stole it or whatever happened with Silent Life, they wouldn't say shit. No one would say shit about that.
Like years ago.
Yeah, there's a time when they'd be terrified not to work.
Don't piss off Saturday Night Live.
Now
Yeah.
they don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I think that's what's happening. That's what's happening with.
Right. And so as a headliner, me as a been in the game for everything I've learned in the last 20 years really means dick all.
Right.
And that's where I'm at. And I'm not upset. I'm just saying it's just I got to learn how to change.
Imagine too, like this situation that we're talking about with this Jen woman. Imagine, because she does a really good job in the article talking about what separates a corporate comic from a regular, from like
She's probably not doing any.
Yeah, from a club comic that she has
dick jokes or sex jokes. Right?
Yeah,
It's limiting.
It's limiting, no swearing, no talking about vulgar things, that type of thing. So she's already agreed as a comic. This is what I'm going to do in this gig.
Yeah.
And
right?
she can't talk back
And
to
she
the
can't
audience.
talk. She can't do shit.
Yeah.
She can't do anything to this fucking asshole saying what I'm going to do to you after you get off the stage.
Right.
And she's just up there as a comic. Like that's a horrible.
Well, that's the
horrible.
thing is like the contract. Like you're in this, like I guess it's an invisible contract, but you can't do shit, and the audience can. That's
Yeah.
bullshit. Like
Yeah.
you like.
She said, I think she even said in the post that if I would have said something back, I would have been fired. I would never have gotten a corporate gig again.
Well, that's as the walk-in shot happened in Niagara Falls, where she wasn't allowed to say anything. They screamed stuff at her, and I think she said something, or they wouldn't bring her back for the rest of the weekend because it upset the audience that she had tits. Like, what the fuck?
But
Oh, you're
what
riling
happened?
them
Did
up.
Jen leave the stage though instead?
You're riling
she's
them
personally
up.
riled up.
Like we
On
live in this
stage?
fucking
Yeah.
Muslim country where you can't show off any body part or because you're riling up the audience.
Yeah,
so
that's
we can't bring her
stupid.
back. She made the
So
mistake.
she did make a decision to do something, which is right.
Yeah.
Like she
I guess
didn't
so.
she didn't talk back or didn't deal with the heckler.
I would've done my
But
time.
she yeah, but I don't
I'm joking. I
yeah.
wouldn't.
But she left, and I think that was good to do that to make that point.
I don't think she had a choice though. I don't even think it was like making a point. It was like
She
I
just
can't
went
keep doing this.
Yeah, because once you're thrown off to doing stand up, what's like for me, it's like if I almost get in a fight with someone, and then I have to go do stand up right after. Like I'm having a horrible time doing stand up because
Oh, I excel at it.
Especially if somebody is threatened to rape you, and then you gotta do clean comedy.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be like a server at the fucking Golden Griddle. You
Yeah.
gotta be like pleasing them all the time. Is that what? That's okay though, sir. That's
Well, yeah,
with
that
the
would suck
show.
at any job. If you're ordering pizza, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, once you finish getting that pizza, I'm gonna fuck you so hard.
That's what I don't understand when people
many
get mad at
dips is your
people.
food,
That's what I
sir?
don't understand when people get mad at people in like customer service. I'm like, what are you getting mad at? These people are making shit money.
Yeah.
They don't own this company.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
and
I hate
they're
that when people
fuck.
lose their attempt. They
Yeah.
don't have any patience.
Nothing.
And when they're like, "Oh, could you repeat that?" Oh, fuck this!
Yeah,
It's
fucking
like,
you
holy
fucking-
shit!
I'm like, why are
you're
you
in your
getting mad at
car.
this
You're about
person?
to get fast food.
Yeah,
like,
the
relax.
dude's got a headset on. If he
Yeah,
has a
he
headset
doesn't
on,
wanna be
he's
there.
not living the life of luxury. He's not having a great fucking time.
To be fair, they should get your fucking food.
Yeah. See, I get mad. I catch myself getting frustrated. No, but to his point though, if that's your fucking job though, if you're getting paid, it might be shit, but that's your job.
I agree.
So do your job.
I'm not saying they shouldn't get their job done, but
When I
me
see him
yelling at
dilly-dallying.
it's again context.
yeah,
I got Tim Hortons all the time. Tim Hortons is the fucking worst. I swear to God.
That's the worst with food too.
Well, yeah, but
for
the
what?
service. The service. There's certain locations that, like, they're just, I have to go to them if I want to get Tim Hortons, right? It's fine. I'm not complaining. My life is fine. You know what I mean? But it's fucking annoying when you're standing there. There's, like, 2 customers in front of you. There's 8 people behind the thing, and they're all like, la, 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 la,
No,
la,
no, you're right
taking their
with that.
sweet-ass time. It's like, I get you. You ate your fucking job, but you know what I mean? Like, but then don't work here then.
You're right. You're not right. You're right. But it's that when they're like, they're mad at some sort of bullshit. It's like, what the fuck? How come you ever see
Oh, I know.
people
I've
like-
seen people
yeah.
lose it on them for asking them to repeat their order,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
that kinda
fucking
shit.
lose it. It's like, okay, but people that lose it, there's more shit going on in their life and their head.
Oh, so the customers losing it, like, oh, you I repeat my order.
yeah, like
that.
you can't fucking hear me. I've
That
seen
guy
people.
needs to be
I've been in
raped.
cars with people where they're in the drive-through,
That
and
guy
they
does.
said like, could you repeat that? And they go, oh fuck it, and they leave. They just don't even. Yeah, they go somewhere else for food. So you're wasting more money now, and you're wasting your own time, but you're making a fucking point. Oh, that guy's gonna remember that, right? Like,
You know what I always do, and you guys, I bet you all been in the car with me to verify this. When I order
you
food,
hate everyone when you drive.
Well, yeah. yeah,
No, that doesn't seem like Manolis at all.
yeah, but do I don't,
Manolis doesn't seem like the type of guy that someone honk him and he get out of the car and threaten their
do
life.
I honk? Do I honk at people?
I just honked a guy today for that shit. What you got mad at yesterday?
Yeah.
I did
Do-
it to a dude.
No, you don't honk, but
Do I ride people's asses?
Yo, I've seen you try to kill somebody a few times.
Yeah, okay, yes. But what did that? What did that guy?
I'll give you that.
What did
I'll
that
bring
guy
white
do?
honk.
What did that guy do? What did that guy do?
I know, but-
sir.
To make me
Yeah, I
get out
know,
of the car.
he was riding your ass.
Quim.
But,
Riding my ass.
I know.
Yeah, what?
But I don't ride your ass. I might murder you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not gonna see me riding your ass in the funeral. I'm not gonna be all on top of your.
I'm not gonna.
No, sometimes I just that day specifically, he was trying to like
He was trying to run me
he's
off
trying
the
to
road.
run you off the road, yeah. But there's been
Mad
other
Max?
times where
It was awesome.
there's been
I
other
gotta get
times.
gasoline.
What?
There's been other times where like I don't know, where like you'll pull over a bunch of times this has happened, and you'll pull over and then I go, well, what are you doing? And then the guy passes. The fucking guy was riding my ass. It's just like it happens so many
know the
times.
lesson of
Is
this?
it is
You know
it a
what the lesson of this
coincidence
story
or
is?
is it you
Get your
though?
license back.
What's that?
This happens so. There's been.
The lesson of this story is get your license back.
Listen, Patrick, make your point.
No, I'm just saying it happens so often with
feel like it's
you
about to happen right
in the
now.
car.
It's gonna happen,
Every
yeah.
time. Yeah. No, just like, I'm
Make your point. Make your point.
I'm saying
Manolis needs some more holy beans.
anytime
whole-
I'm in a car with other people,
Let him talk. I want to have a conversation.
If somebody honks right now, he's gonna have a flashback.
I'm not. My cock's not even out.
Go, Pat.
You're
So
saying
you've been in other people's cars.
Just say people I like the bad shit, the driving experiences. There's always bad shit, people riding your ass, blah blah blah. It seems to only happen when I'm in the car with you, and it happens so often. I'm wondering, is it a coincidence that it always happens to you, or is it you? Is it just you? Is it in your head?
No, but
you see someone behind you, you're like, this fucking guy's riding,
because
trying to ride me off the road. He's like 2 cars behind you. But I've seen you stop. You've stopped on an entrance ramp on a highway,
right?
You're like, fuck the guy right behind me. But now you're pissing off everybody else trying to get on that road.
Wait, what did I do? I'm sorry.
I've seen you like on an on-ramp. You've stopped the car.
Yeah, I've done
because
that,
the guy was riding your ass before
Right.
you got on.
I was going to get out.
But now you're putting everyone's life in danger. You're pissing off everyone behind that guy.
Listen, if you want to fuck with me, that's the moment now.
Yeah,
it's
but what
you
if
and
they're
me.
not fucking with you? What if they're just happen to be close to you?
Really? So if they want to put their fucking front of their car to the point where they're touching my bumper.
He's touching you.
It's that close.
But why
Are
does it
they
only happen
touching
to
the
you?
bumper?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I see people ride ass but I won't drive in the fast lane anymore.
I think you need glass.
I don't drive in the fast lane because I've seen, buddy.
How good are your measurements?
I've seen, buddy. Okay, I've seen. To me, riding ass. If you're like a foot,
security cams.
if you're a foot behind me,
Yeah.
a foot or 2 feet behind me,
Concave.
that's ridiculous. Okay, I've seen going to Toronto. I'll see like 10 cars, all 10 riding each other's ass. It's like the fucking what's that thing where the guy sews his mouth to the guy's asshole?
Human centipede.
The centipede. I've seen that with cars. And
Human
fucking
centipede. Yeah.
That's a limo, Manolis.
Some of them are the height of 2 cars and they're yellow.
You're the only person I know that has this kind of road rage. I drive all the time. I even drove here and you made fun of me. But I've never seen people like I don't have that kind of.
Listen, what do? If someone's riding my ass, what I'd like to do now, I'll get off the fucking road, let that guy pass and get back on, instead of stopping my car and trying to kill him.
But why do you feel it's like a personal attack on you though?
It's not that it's first of all, it's you're fucking with my safety.
Personal attack.
Okay.
But
if I have to stop, say a fucking deer runs across the road and I have to stop.
In Toronto.
I don't want to piss you off, but can I just? Do you think that them just being too close to you, or you fucking slamming on your brakes on the highway?
I didn't slam on my brakes. I slowly slowed down to the point where I was like almost at 0, and then I put my car in park. I didn't jam my brakes.
Right in the middle of the highway?
No, on the on-ramp for the park.
That's even worse because you're like, oh, I'm getting on. I got to start speeding up.
And then I was ready.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's
what's
what I
that?
mean. You're going to
Someone
cause an accident.
stopped on the on-ramp.
Well, it's other people getting on that I'm concerned about, not the guy that.
Well, I didn't jam my brakes on.
I know, but there's other people maybe not paying.
I've seen 2 people in Hamilton stop at a green light because they're waiting for it to change to red. What the fuck is that?
Oh, they're anticipating.
Yeah,
it changing?
I've seen them stop. Like, just stop.
I've heard that that's actually a Hamilton, exclusive to Hamilton.
You're waiting across the street and people will stop and like, you're gonna cause an accident. Just go. I can walk anytime.
They're stopping to gain distance from Manolis.
You're like, are you Manolis?
But when we were driving, that guy was trying to run me off the road.
Yeah,
and then
that one guy was I will agree
Why was
with
he
you.
trying to run him off the road?
Because he was stopped at
I was
a
turning
stop
left
sign.
Stop sign. I was turning left
But
at Lawrence.
it was like early
Early
in the
morning, we're
morning.
like-
He thought that it was a stop light. He was waiting for the stop sign to change
So, yeah,
to a go sign.
in defense. So I was sitting there too
So the
long.
guy was like, "Brr, brr," he was honking, and he's like, "What the? I can't." And then he's, "Oh, it's a stop sign." So he goes.
Right.
And then, but that guy now is
Was mad at
fucking
me, so he
livid.
started-
So and you were speeding up. We were on. It was like
Lawrence.
the limit was what 40 or 50.
50.
We
In
got up. We
Toronto?
got up to
Lawrence
80.
Road.
He was speeding up to like, oh, this guy's driving fast. We got up to like almost 80, almost 90, and the
And
guy
he's
was still like
on-
on his
on-
bumper. So then he like fucking slammed on his brakes. The guy swerved around him, and then Manolis caught up to him, and then I think
he got on. It was a red light.
Manolis pulls his car out in front of him, like sideways, like this.
I block him.
Yeah.
I'm on the crosswalk. I park my car.
The red light
So
didn't work.
my Patrick. I was so close to his car. Patrick couldn't get out.
Yeah,
So
like
you
I
put
couldn't
him in
open the
danger.
door.
He wouldn't be able to open the door.
So he gets out.
I get out of my car, I just get out.
Still didn't
I
get
get out of the car right away, and I'm walking to his car. Like I was already like in my head, pulled it. I'm like in my head. I already got it all in my head. I'm like, open the car door and just start punching him.
Slide across the hood.
Yeah.
No,
Got
he's
that
his
strategy
His
laid
life's
out.
like the world's shittiest version of Grand Theft Auto.
So I'm walking. This guy
floors
fucking.
it.
He as I'm walking towards him, he knows it's like, oh my god, I'm going to die. He backs his car up. And drives over the sidewalk and grass.
To get around Manolis'
car, to
goes
get away
through
from
the
me.
red light.
Yeah.
And then
So?
he gets back in the car. We catch up to him again.
Again.
He stops at
I
another
stop-
red light.
Yeah, where
same thing. Gets out of the car. The
I'm
guy's
going
like,
Again.
yeah.
This time-
again, the guy floors it through an
Yeah,
intersection.
he's scared to death. So I
I'm
pull
scared
up behind
for him just hearing this
the
story.
red. So another red light. He doesn't understand this. Hey man, the universe works for me too, man. I fucking. I
Universe. I think you gotta stop using that word.
I parked
I
behind
think you need
him.
revenge. to
5
replace
cars
that.
in front of him. It's
Rage problem.
It's
Yeah.
a red
Rage
light.
works
I park
Rage
behind
works
him.
for me too.
I park behind him. I get out of the car to do the same thing. I'm gonna fucking open his car door or bang his window until it breaks. One of the two. And then so he sees me coming up. He's like, "Holy fuck!" He drives now on the road and on the sidewalk past 4 cars. Drives over the corner of the sidewalk and turns right and takes off. Like breaks like several laws to fucking get away from me. And then at
Manolis,
that
the
point, I'm
vanguard
like,
of safety.
at that point, we're like, and where were? That's the best part. Where were we going?
Going to the St. Hollywood
To
see
meet-
Big Pussy.
Meet Big Pussy for the Sopranos.
That's
where
very
we-
important.
Yeah.
Did he hear that story?
God no, I don't know why I
He's
don't know.
almost-
this.
And then we noticed that the guy had he had a kid, like a young kid in the back seat.
I think in a baby seat.
A baby in the
back
back
seat.
seat.
Well, that's what happens when road rage meets road rage. It's like, oh, let's put 2 road rages together.
But it's not road rage. I was chill, man.
Not road rage. It's called dealing with your problems.
Yeah, it's like you.
It's called being a man.
Rewind the tapes.
Your car is your stress ball. You let everything.
No,
else
I'll
go.
let.
Okay, real
Open the
quote.
door, punch
Real
the guy in
quote.
the face.
I'll let
I'm
you.
gonna punch his window until it breaks, or open his door and beat the shit out of him.
Well, I was
You
gonna
were
open
not
his door
exactly chill.
first. You want to try to run me off the road and kill me?
If
No,
you-
I don't.
So I'm not allowed to react to that.
If I did that with my wife, she would divorce me. She'd be like, oh my god.
That's where you and I are different then.
terrifying. I can't be with you.
Like if she were in a baby seat. in
But
the
the
back.
guy
Yeah,
though,
well, like
it
she
was
does.
crazy
Like
though.
she
Let
does.
me put her in a baby seat.
Yeah.
Her and the dog.
We have to understand too. Like we were in his little Honda Accord, and this guy was in a huge van, and he was literally like, we were doing 90 on a 50.
I'm not saying.
Here's
I'm
the
not
thing.
saying
He
it's
was
wrong.
Manolis
I'm
was
not-
trying
trying
to
to-
switch lanes. He was following us. Like he was
Yeah,
trying.
but the first time you block the guy off and terrify him, fine.
No.
No, but
I'll
at
give
that
you that.
point,
I know
it
this
was,
is an old saying, but
No.
2 wrongs don't make a right.
Hey, I let him go the 3rd time because I was like, okay.
He did make it right. He
Second,
went over
after the second time, I'm like, okay, that's enough. I went, that's enough.
made a
I'm
right
not even
back
judging you
twice.
on it. I'm just saying,
All right,
if
fair
my
enough,
wife
Pat.
was with me, she'd be like, "You need therapy." It'd be like, that's an emotional break. That's like your brain went, "All right, all the rage I have in my life is going on this guy."
I'll let you put me in a corner because I know you're in that corner with me, and then I'm gonna grab you and fucking kill
That's
you.
what I'm saying. But that rage is like you have that switch where it's like I'm the Incredible Hulk driving this car now.
Oh, I'm not the Incredible Hulk.
You're porking your friends at 5. It's not really pork planning. It's 2.5 hours.
What?
It's 2.5 hours. It's not.
Pretty jealous, actually.
It's okay.
Just go, faggot.
I'm not judging you. That's who you are. That's what you do. I
No,
do shitty stuff
listen.
too,
I
like on the podcast.
do. I think it's a problem. I do a bit. Okay, but
No, it is a problem. Like you can't. It's your problem and it's fine. I'm not judging you because I have my problems too. I'm just saying that is a problem.
Yeah. Well, I don't ask someone to push me into a corner.
No, I agree. Dude, I'm on your side. I'm just saying.
I'm
it's
the
like,
first
it's
one
not
to
a-
always. I'm never looking for. I'm always like, let's get out of here. There's trouble.
I'm on your side.
There's always a fight about that.
Nobody
Like,
puts
we-
baby in a corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
But
Yeah.
I'm on your side. I'm not against you. It's not me going, oh, you're wrong. I'm just saying it's like at some point, some dude's gonna have a shotgun or something in his car.
Yeah, but that matters only if I want to live.
okay.
So then it's not a problem. I don't know why we.
This is why Hamilton should ban guns.
Perfect.
Thank you.
How did you do that?
I'm a Segway king.
Segway king. He even has a Segway stuck in his ass.
I do.
So
it's actually
we're
a
guns-
medical miracle.
With guns, so guns.
If they pull it out, you die.
I'm dead. It's keeping me alive.
It just drags behind him. He can't even use it.
No, it's actually completely useless. It was actually an accident. Some guy was riding my ass when I was driving my Segway. And the whole thing happened. There was a kid involved, and it was terrible. But, okay, so the Hamilton mayor said that we should ban guns. Is that what happened?
Aren't guns banned?
No.
You want me to talk about this, don't you?
We need somebody who
You know the
knows what
most
they're
about
talking
it.
about.
This is his rage.
Yeah, this is my rage. for
He
sure.
rages on Facebook all the time.
Yeah. I agree that you can't ban guns, so it's a silly thing to say that. I just think that. See, I guess you have to go into some local political history. There was these two. There was three people running for mayor. There was Eisenberger, the guy we have, who was actually mayor before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then there's Brian McCaddy. And Brian McCaddy is the social justice warrior, mascot, if you will. So anything that's shitty in Hamilton, he's the first one to say. So I voted for him. I like Brian McCaddy. I have nothing against him.
I vote for him too.
Yeah, he's a good guy. But I also know Eisenberger is also a good guy. They actually have very similar political leanings. They're almost identical.
Mm-hmm.
But because everybody's favorite didn't get in, whenever Eisenberger says anything, it gets blown out of proportion. It's like, it's not even that saying that this shit's ridiculous. Like the whole, that's fine. But it just seems like anything he does is just automatically. Oh, he's
People
just
just
an
don't
idiot.
like him.
He's just an idiot. He's just an idiot. It's like the same people who are saying that 10 years ago are the people who voted for him. And I'm just like, where's your memory? Like, it's the same fucking guy.
So how did he get into power if everyone thinks he's an idiot?
He was over. He actually he won more votes, like quite a bit, than McCaddy. So I don't know. Like, he doesn't have, like, people try to say that he has strong business leanings or whatever, but most business community don't give a shit. Like,
But banning guns isn't like a preposterous. I know it sounds ridiculous.
No, it is. I think they should not be making guns.
yeah, that's how I feel. But like, I was happy that people were talking about it, not so much whether or not you could do it. It was just the fact that, like, for me, like, I don't give a shit about guns. I could, get rid of them all. I know other people have like more central opinions about it. But,
But you hear like you don't hear mayors saying that kind of shit either, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't hear mayors like, oh, you know what? We got way too many murders.
Yeah.
Because it's on his watch.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be blamed for that regardless. Yeah. But he's actually saying we got too much bad shit happening. So in a way, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Is there a lot of gun violence in Hamilton even?
I don't think.
I usually hear about
Yeah,
stabbings.
there's a lot of knife.
No, it's
You
been,
need
this
to
was
ban
caught on
knives,
video.
too. No more cutlery.
This is what? A lot of what?
Paper plates and plastic knives for for Hamilton.
Yeah, they call it KFC.
That would probably help a lot, actually.
This was caught on video. That's why it's a big deal. The whole
Okay.
shootout was caught on video.
In
And that's what-
Hamilton?
yeah.
Wait, there was a Hamilton shootout?
Yeah,
Yeah,
last
like,
week.
Last week.
Holy shit.
With cops?
During the
Yeah,
day,
with cops.
no.
No, I don't know.
It wasn't with cops.
Yeah, then there's bullet holes in the walls. And you know who knows about it? We did a little bit. He talked to a couple of people. It's Dave.
Yeah.
Dave was talking to them. He did a report on it.
It just so happened that someone was
Dave
driving
Brennan.
by with a dash cam and caught it.
Yeah.
Just total by chance. Someone was just driving by, turned left in this intersection, and at the corner of this intersection, it was like a dry cleaner or something. There was a guy shooting into the
I
dry
would
cleaner.
have a dry cleaner.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You ain't got my shirt white? You said starch white.
That's always a racist thing with you.
Well, I gotta go to my race
But
ball.
let's say guns were banned.
Okay, guns are banned.
That guy probably still would have had a gun.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
a criminal.
And he didn't get it through legal means anyway,
That's what
probably.
I mean. He
Yeah.
probably didn't get it in Hamilton either.
Yeah.
It's not.
So what?
It's not
it's
a direct.
symbolic.
It's gun culture. It's like in Chicago, in the States, there's just such a, like, the whole First Amendment thing. It's like, our
Yeah.
Fucking, and then 10 years later, the guns that are held by, you know, respectable people who are just going out and doing whatever get handed down into another generation and another generation, and eventually gets into some fucking shitty person's hands.
Right.
That's the argument.
Oh,
So
yeah.
banning guns
annoying
today
or-
does not.
Yeah, but the percentage
guarantee-
on that's got to be low. Like the people getting fucking guns on underground black market's got to be higher.
Oh yeah,
I
for
don't
sure
know.
it is.
But
But those
stealing,
guns come from somewhere.
yeah.
shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, those guns come from somewhere. They're all made by
If you have
legitimate businesses.
if you have a registered gun, chances are you're not committing a murder with it.
Yeah.
Like you're not going out shooting up a place because it's registered.
Yeah, I agree with
They
that.
get those bullets out. I watched enough fucking Batman and shit. See, they take the bullets out, find the numbers,
Yeah.
serial.
They can find out where the gun
violent-
came from.
Yeah.
Or where the bullet came
Yeah,
from.
because that trajectories and all that.
I just feel like when you have conversations about stuff like this, if you say anything in support of something like that, that automatically means, that means you hate this, 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 and this. And it's like, no, it's not that. It's not that way at all. It's just encourages a social behavior, not a total ban on all guns and fuck anybody who has a gun's an asshole or any of that shit. It's not about that. It's about curbing it.
I think even sane people like as funny as it was, you jokingly segued from like Manolis' road rage to banning guns, but in all seriousness, you know, he's not a bad guy, he's not a criminal, but I think if he had a gun, I think there'd be a moment where he'd go, oh yeah.
No, he'd have to like.
I think I would do it. There'd be moments where I'm like,
Manolis and
you're drunk and you're pissed off, and someone like.
My argument with Manolis and that why he wouldn't do it, because in that moment of loading the gun, because he wouldn't keep it loaded. Manolis would not keep a gun loaded, not in his car. No fucking way. Yeah. The moment in loading his gun, reality.
Well, maybe not him specifically, but I'm just saying there are people who are sane and they're not criminals and they're not bad people. But if you just having a gun, you might use it.
Yeah.
Out of in this moment of rage
that happens in the States all the time. People fucking.
That's why I know you should have a gun. You get mad. Look at me.
That's exactly what we were just saying.
You on that one.
I was saying that you would, but there would be a day where you.
Oh, if I had a gun, I would use it.
I just said you wouldn't.
I'm smart enough to not have a gun.
Well, see, here's my argument. My argument was basically that what you would do is you'd have the gun, but you wouldn't have it loaded in your car because you're like worried someone would grab it and it'd go off.
Right.
You're logical like that. But in the time of loading the gun and going out to shoot someone, reality would come into your head.
Maybe.
Yeah, I believe that. If you're saying the bullets, so I have the bullets are far enough away from me that
you would have to put it together, load it all.
Yeah, okay, I believe
like,
it.
You know what?
Well, I don't know. I think if he got to the point in his life where he needed a gun on him in the car, I think he would keep it loaded because
last minute,
it would be like a self-defense thing.
Yeah, but I don't think Manolis would keep a gun loaded in a car. I think Manolis would be very cautious and careful with all that.
He had to drop the dildo off at your house because he didn't want it in his car when he crossed the border.
Exactly. I don't think Manolis is the safest person to drive with unless someone's on his bumper. But Manolis will not put himself in that situation.
I'm not gonna have a conversation with the border guard on why there's a wrapped dildo in my trunk of my car.
So there's no way. Why is there a dildo in a package?
What in the package? It's obviously still new, but it's hidden.
Is that a red flag at the border?
Do you think that's not going to be a question?
I don't know. I bought it for my girlfriend.
But why is it in? Why are you hiding it?
Okay, Matt.
Why are you hiding it? Why are you hiding it? Why is it by the tire?
Hiding it?
Is there cocaine in it?
Why is it by the tire? What are you talking about?
Because I don't have. When I had it in my car, I had put it right beside my spare tire, so you couldn't see it. So if you open
I'm embarrassed about it.
I don't think a dildo is a red
they're
flag
gonna,
for drugs.
deny you entry into the country because you had a dildo hidden by your spare tire.
Let's give it a try.
Still in the package.
Let's put 50 dildos in the backseat of my car with the packages.
That's different.
That's
different. They'll turn you away because they'll think you're selling them over there.
Yeah.
I put one giant black dildo in the backseat of my car. They're not going to talk to me?
Why does it have to be black?
They're always black.
It wasn't even black, the one
And
that you
so
had.
here's the thing. That's why he won't shoot people. This conversation
Too much
right
thought.
here.
Yeah.
I would never leave a gun in my car because I know I would. I'd never. If this was a society where everybody had guns, I still wouldn't. Like everybody in Hamilton had a gun on them.
Oh, my car would be made of guns.
I would not have. I would still.
Some Mad Max.
I would still not have a gun.
Yeah.
I'd still would not have a gun.
Oh, I can't wait for Mad Max times. I'd be so fucking ready.
We're there.
No, we're not. We're not there yet. Don't get my hopes up. You'd be Mad Max times would be awesome. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
That was such a. Oh fuck, that was fun. I watched it.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's amazing.
Is it?
Perfect.
Oh, it's amazing. It's so fun, and it's just a chase scene. It's a chase scene going.
The whole movie?
Chase scene coming back. Yep.
Like barely any dialogue.
Well, there's dialogue, but it's mainly a chase scene. It's mainly just like
It's fucking great, dude.
brilliant.
And the way they
And
leave
it's in
it,
like a post, like
It's
takes
the
place in the
45
future.
years after the apocalypse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just people living for themselves.
Yep. And the villain is actually the villain from the first one, but it's same actor playing a different character.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's cool.
Like the original. a long
Yeah, the
time.
original
How long
one.
was the original one?
Is that the
Yeah,
guy who always has the
1979.
joint in his mouth? Is that the same guy, or is that
guy
the
with
second one?
It's no, the first one's the one where he's still part of the police squad that they're
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
organize. And I forget the name of the guy, drop toe or toe hold or something like that. He's the bad guy that gets killed by Mad Max. They run over his daughter.
That's pretty cool that they brought him back.
Yeah,
for
they
the
do it
second-
all the time. They bring in characters who are like, but they're not characters. They're just the actors. We're using them.
Yeah, yeah.
The whole idea of Mad Max is like it's a cowboy movie. This character comes into the situation and things change. And that's Mad Max. So you're supposed to. It's like Jonah Hex. If you ever read Jonah Hex, you can start reading Jonah Hex at any point. You don't need to follow the comic book. You just go right in because it's just that story.
I think I saw the movie.
Yeah, it's a horrible movie.
It's really,
The comic book's
really bad.
amazing.
Okay.
The movie's terrible.
Yeah, I never read the comic book, but the
Yeah.
movie was pretty goddamn bad.
The movie's terrible.
So do we figure out the gun thing? I forget.
Yeah. Oh, I think the
Solved
mayor
it.
was just like making a statement, like because he's put on the spot. We
Ah.
should ban guns, and then people are like, "Yeah, that's a good idea," or "You're an
Do you,
idiot."
do you think he realized after the fact, like, wait a minute, they are banned?
You know what they need to do is stop making so many fucking temp jobs and get some real jobs.
They're not banned though. Like you can still get guns.
I think
No, he's just making a
Like,
statement.
I mean, I'm not like I'm allowed to own a gun legally, but
Yeah.
I'm not
Well,
just
not
that.
you.
Handguns are banned.
Am I allowed to walk
Oh.
down the street and twirl it on my
You can
finger?
get a
Yes.
handgun.
Get a handgun?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Manolis is allowed to twirl it.
Am
on
I allowed
his
to just twirl the gun on my finger, like both of them?
I think we would let you do it.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeehaw! Am I allowed
Only
to-
you though, yeah.
You have holsters. You have holsters in your Western shirt, dude. You'd be a cowboy.
Yeah, I think everyone would let you do that actually.
Oh, it's Manolis.
Yeah, don't worry
Just-
about it.
Just don't drive close behind him. That's all.
I heard that guy paid off the
Ear out with
deficit.
gun.
I heard that guy.
Taking his ear out. Oh.
I got a key in my ear. Is he having an orgasm? No, he's got a key in his ear,
He's got-
But yes, he's also having an orgasm.
and he's having an
He's
orgasm,
unlocking his imagination. Oh.
unlocking his imagination.
Whenever he leaves town as a cowboy, he just turns around to the town. He says, "It's always a good day when you can drain your balls." And then he drives off into the sunset.
With my car horse.
Flashlights in each holster.
Yeah. Oh, it
Flashlights.
He's got the quickest hand in the East Hamilton.
Not even the whole city.
I don't even know how we found that out. That was a sad day in East Hamilton.
It was.
We found out how you had the quickest hand for
Block party jerk off competition.
Jerk off. No eyes were looked into by anyone that day. People averted all day long. Stare on the ground. So are we?
But yeah, let's stop. But no, you had a great point. I know where you're going. The temp jobs.
Oh yes. Yeah, that's the real problem in Hamilton.
So you're
And
basically
Toronto.
you're saying like
And
more
Canada.
jobs
Yeah.
that are good paying jobs, not bullshit jobs.
All bull-
less
yeah,
crime.
That's a real problem.
Less crime, right?
Yeah, less crime. People be off the streets more.
Thank you.
Getting working. Like, yeah. I just.
Yeah, people talk about like Toronto artists and like hipsters moving to Hamilton, and it's like energizing the economy. That's all bullshit.
yeah.
It's not energizing shit until there's actual jobs that people can work.
Yeah.
he-
Maybe
here.
coffee shops. Sell a few more coffees.
That's
Maybe.
some
it's
less-
the illusion.
Nick
of
Nick has a great joke about it, but if you want to know,
Nick has a great joke about it.
well,
Nick has a great joke.
no, if you want to know about the Hamilton economy, look at all the fucking check cashing places around
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Right?
the number one sign you're in a low income area.
Although I'll
Yeah.
tell you this, I'll give you this. When that fucking what's the games coming?
The LCBO.
No, the games.
games.
Pan Am Games.
Pan Am Games. They're gonna change that downtown because if they open that fucking condo, all that shit's gotta go. There's no way people are paying $100,000 and up and live in that area without all that shit changing. That whole area is gonna change. They're pushing them all east.
But-
Pushing everybody east.
Yeah.
More money people make, less problems are for wanting money when you don't have money, and there's less crime and less maybe shooting some guy owes you $40 for maybe a half a quarter that the guy didn't pay or something. He's a fucking laundromat now trying to get his
He's like, I can't afford this shirt. Well, until you can't wear it.
But your point about like there's a lot of baristas who know like content analysis and stuff right now. Like,
what? I don't even know what you just said.
You get a barista make a website for you like you wouldn't believe.
There's a lot of people. All right, I'll Manolis this. There's a lot of people making coffee who are overly educated right now.
Who can't get work.
Well, at least those jobs are still technically real jobs. I mean, those temp jobs is like you can go like labor ready.
Work 2 days.
You can work every day if you show up. But you got to show up at like 6 o'clock.
But there's bigger problems than just the temp. Like the temp jobs are a problem, but there's still like the labor market is horrible as well.
It's getting worse. Yeah.
But
it's
a lot of
actually
places,
like. Sorry, go.
They don't want to hire on people. They just want it's cheaper for them to have like some guy. We need 10 guys for 2 weeks.
But a lot of these companies, it's fair trade, right? It was the fair trade agreement. Just fucked over all of us in Canada.
And the problem is that the curve for making money is getting lower.
What?
Like the curve for like increasing your money over the course of your life, increasing your pay over the course of your life is getting lower than what it used to be.
Right.
Our generation too, like when we like our age. And all of us here, it's like we live in a world where you don't have a job for the rest of your life. You have several jobs in your life.
What is it, 5 careers or something?
Oh yeah, minimum 5 careers. But then also you look at our parents. So we're in our late 30s. My parents made like a good wage for my parents when they were in their 20s or 30s was say $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
a house costs $90,000.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
my dad owned this
now.
house.
Now a good wage is $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year, and a house costs $400,000.
And that's
so you look at that difference.
Depending what you get, but even a house could be $250,000. It's still a
yeah.
lot.
It's crazy.
Interest rates and all that kind of shit.
And like you said, like that's a good wage, 40, 50, 60. That's a good wage. That's not the wage people are getting though. They're getting 30, 20.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People think 40 is poor. You make 40 a year, you're poor.
Yeah.
Like now.
Yeah.
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 Like.
Sorry.
No, I was agreeing with the same point. Go.
In California, they voted for a wage increase of the minimum wage, and they got $15.
Yeah.
And it's still not enough to live in California.
But the thing is, all of the other prices of every time minimum wage goes up, just prices of everything else goes up in that area anyway.
Yeah.
It ends up just being the same.
I love that Bill Burr bit about minimum wage. Have you ever heard that?
No.
So minimum wage is a boss says to you, "I want to pay you less, but legally I can't." But it's basically well, no, I don't want to get in. It's capitalism.
Yeah.
It's capitalism has been an experiment that has worked to varying degrees of success for the last 100 years.
It's worked
and we're just seeing it
perfectly.
decline.
It peaked in the 80s.
Perfectly. The problem is that now we're all realizing
It's not sustainable.
We're the guinea pigs in this experiment.
Yeah, it's not sustainable.
Yeah,
if it's about year over year revenue, if every individual, every organization has to make more money the next year than they made the previous year, which is just the basics of capitalism.
Yeah,
it's not sustainable. It's not
because we're not building stuff.
No.
We're not creating stuff. If we're not, if you want people to spend money, but then no one's working because they're not building anything that we're not building stuff from here. My dad always bought American cars. He bought North American cars because it's like that's his industry. You gotta keep putting the money back in because that's how it works. But people don't buy. They're buying cheap. Walmart's all overseas shit, so no one's working there. Everyone's retail.
Yep.
I've been advocating for years that we should go back to feudalism.
What is that word?
Really
Feudalism?
Feudalism.
What does that mean?
It's like when basically there was like a monarch that owned everything and just kind of divvied it out, and you paid them.
Yeah,
they would have like land to.
Is that it sounds like communism.
No, because you're basically it's kind of indentured slave. Because you're in debt and you keep paying back. You don't own the land. It's like they do. I was watching that on the HBO. What's his name? That show he's got. They're talking about the chicken farmers. They own the buildings, and or whatever. The chicken companies own the chickens, and you got to do whatever they want to get their chickens. It's the same fuck. It's feudalism.
Okay.
It's the same concept. You're always broke because you got to build all these. They have the money.
Essentially, you have nothing.
You got nothing.
Yeah. I like it better.
Farmers do it all. Monsanto does it all the time. Seeds, shit like that. People go broke because of farmers. It's a tough, difficult business to be in.
Well, that's a whole nother.
Business is obsessed with growth, which I don't understand. Like the only thing that should always be growing is like cancer. You know, like the idea that like
What?
well, just
What just happened?
like
Well, he's like expanding into like
Less Walmarts, more cancer.
Well, business should be involved with communities and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and being like just helping out something. It should be helping everybody out.
I've heard a theory of where it could go is that if it does go completely, if the economy goes completely tits up worldwide, that what
That's
it's
a
going to
technical term.
Can we
Yeah.
say dicks up?
that it's going to force people
That's
to
offensive.
shift from accumulating things to basically growing your own food
Yeah.
Which I
and
think is
having
amazing.
sustainable energy like solar energy, and that's it.
And making your own shit, like
Yeah.
3D
Yeah,
printers.
Make your own
But-
guns.
Pardon?
Our own guns.
Exactly. And then taking over.
Each other. I think that's the best system.
Yeah.
Yeah, just growing your own shit, making your own shit, trading and stuff like
You're gonna do that?
that. Yeah, why not?
You're
Why
gonna
not
grow
learn
your own.
that?
You don't even walk your dogs.
I do. I walk my dog all the time.
if we all have to, it's different.
Yeah, yeah. if you
But you're gonna
have
grow
to.
your own
Yeah,
food.
why not, man? That'd be so much better.
You're not
No,
gonna do
Les,
that.
Would he?
Why not?
Is he
No,
gonna grow
you
his own
wouldn't.
food?
No,
Why
you
wouldn't
wouldn't.
I grow my
You
own
wouldn't
food?
grow your own
I don't
food.
have to do it.
You'd
Your
rather
wife-
die.
Grow your food.
Maybe for a week, and you're like, this takes too long.
I'm not that
I want a
spoiled.
Big Mac.
It's not about. It's not even about being spoiled.
That's
You're just not that.
Did you hear what I just? He just
I
said?
wouldn't
What?
grow my own food.
Yeah,
Well,
but
no, what
eventually
do
you would.
I would steal other people's food that they're growing.
With the guns we
I'm not an
made.
idiot.
You eventually would. You would eventually would grow your own food.
No, I
There'd
would
be like a
steal
lot of
other
demand
people's
for
food.
growing your own food. And
The
I
what?
think the demand for growing your own food would go up because they'd have to, and then people would like make super greenhouses that you just like throw in your backyard.
Super greenhouse.
Here's the thing,
make
though.
a-
That.
Super greenhouses.
Super
Walmart's
Euro
kind of sweet,
greenhouse.
It's beautiful. It is beautiful. I'm like, I know.
Yeah, but you grow your own towels. And
The people that
TVs.
shop there are the people being screwed
your
over
TVs.
working there.
No, well, okay. Well, I don't know a lot about them, the workers being screwed over. I've heard stuff about that.
Yeah.
But there is a lot, like, they do provide things to lower income families that they can't get in other places. Like, people are always like, oh, mom and pop shops are way better. But if they were, they would exist more. Like, they wouldn't be as, they wouldn't
But
be
they can't-
gone
how do
right
you
now.
how do you compete with a company that ships its
That's
product
better.
overseas and makes it like way
That
cheaper?
makes it more efficiently.
It doesn't make
Yeah,
it
you
more.
can't.
The products aren't. They make it cheaper.
It's undeniably more efficient to do
It's
that.
not. If it's cheaper.
Yeah.
You can't compete with price.
So cheaper, you can make more product, which makes your product
But
line more
cheaper-
efficiently made.
But cheaper doesn't always mean better.
What are
Like when we
talking
made
about, though?
cars in the 70s and stuff, they lasted forever.
Have you seen those fucking things when they crash though, compared to today's,
Yeah,
which are
because
way cheaper to
technology.
make? Yeah.
but you see a car crash today, how they fall apart.
They're safer, but they're
no, they're way safer.
Yeah, because that's
Now.
technology.
They
now
are.
than they were
But that's,
back then.
That's just
But
technology.
the older ones still last longer.
But they're
the
cheaper
new
to
ones are
make
safer.
and safer.
Yes, because if technology's allowed us to do that. If we stayed with the same technology and people building it here,
They could do both.
They could do
They could do
both.
both. They could make it safer and
Yeah.
make them last forever.
You're comparing a car from the 70s safety
Yeah.
to a car in 2015 safety.
Yeah.
You can't. But what I'm saying is Walmart has people in sweatshops who are burning down, getting burnt because they get locked in and then
What was that?
But
one
like, you
sweatshop?
want to go get your frozen dinners and track pants somewhere else?
Good point. Good point. I'm
Exactly.
sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's more
We
difficult.
just know we know you're not gonna grow fucking tomatoes,
Dude,
Gavin.
as soon as you said frozen dinners and track pants, you had me. You had me.
Is there anything wrong with this thought though? Like,
get you.
Yeah.
if we make stuff here, if we make stuff here and you get paid more, and then things cost more, then what's the problem?
There's no problem. The problem is the only problem is if the wages stay the same for us here.
That's what I'm saying. But like we,
You just kind of sound like a liberal.
yeah.
Where
Yeah,
is
that's fine.
everyone going to be growing their
I'm
own
track
food?
pants and frozen food.
Where do you
right
grow
now.
your? So you live in a apartment building. Where are you growing this food? In your living room?
You figure out how to do it.
I know a
Yeah.
guy that does it on his balcony.
Yeah, you can. There's ways to make
Weed.
Like,
But some people don't
No,
have
it was
balconies.
actually tomatoes, actually, for real.
Yes. Okay. So let's cater to people that don't have balconies as this new society.
Yeah, but
Let's just create.
There's
shit
too many
for people.
people.
With no
There's not
balconies.
enough. There's too many. Where I guess
Yeah, but
there'll
there's
be more
also-
land when we
but there's
tear down
also-
all the
you live near a
WalMarts and
community
grocery
garden.
stores that you hate so much.
You live near a community garden,
I don't know what you're talking about.
like where you can as a community.
yeah,
you
and the
put
people
money-
aren't going to steal my food.
You live in a weird world, man, where people are stealing your food.
No, people would steal
So
food.
if
People
I'm
would
in a community
definitely steal
garden
that
and I'm
food.
making food, you're saying no one's going to touch my
If you live in a
food?
community garden area, you're not living in an area where people are. It's everyone in the community.
Yeah, but
Who's
people
gonna
who
fuck up
don't
with
live in the community are going to come to my community and take my food.
the roving gangs of.
Then I'm going to have to get a gun.
But most people steal because of scarcity.
all back to
though. If
zero.
There's no
It's all-
scarcity.
yeah.
because they just think stealing is bad people.
I think everyone should come together. We
And
should all poison some Kool-Aid. And we should all have a big celebration and just end it all.
Should we wear
We're
Nikes?
never going to solve these. This for another 2,000 years is going to go by. We're going to be, how are we going to fix this problem?
No,
It's
but
over.
What we're talking
We're
about
done.
is
It's
we're not
over.
talking about
Don't you
solving-
agree?
Yeah.
There'll be new problems.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
now
no-
we grow our own food. Yeah,
no
but then we find
system-
out
No system's perfect, but it has to change.
why, so that we can create new
Because
problems.
there's no fucking jobs, so we gotta
is
figure
always
out.
the jobs
happen.
is more important than growing food.
There
I'm
are
listening.
jobs.
No, there's nothing. That's what we're just talking about. There's nothing to do.
There are
I
jobs.
walk
Figure
down
out-
here. There's a sign.
People
help wanted
deserve-
on-
Dude, people
King
deserve good jobs.
Yeah. So
Not
that's all
temp
we're saying
jobs.
is like we got to figure out something. Nothing's perfect.
Temp-
but this is not
Temp
working.
like a temp service, like a labor ready, should not exist.
It shouldn't exist.
It should not exist.
It shouldn't exist at all. It
There should be
shouldn't-
just
Well,
like
what's a good job?
well, that one that
We can't all be doctors.
okay. A labor ready gets paid at like I think somewhere between $18 to $22 an hour. Then they
Somebody's
give their
gotta do
work
Shitty jobs.
to
There's
do
no
shitty
one
jobs,
saying there shouldn't be
but then
shitty
they
jobs. You
pay.
should have
Paid
enough to make a
more.
living.
Then they
Yeah, I
pay
see what
the
you're saying.
worker. If I show up, I get $11 an hour, but they make $8 or whatever off me per hour.
Yeah.
That's the gig. How about like DeFasco just pays me $18 an hour?
$18 an hour.
How about I get that money?
Then how do
Why
they
do
make
I?
money?
Well, that what?
Then how do they make money?
Fucking have to go out
What
and
do you
get
mean?
a
How they
goddamn
make?
job.
They're labor. So there's like 3 people working at labor ready, sending 100 guys out a day and making like $10 off of each guy an hour.
They're
But it's a
parasites.
pimp.
They're,
You're a
yeah,
pimp.
they're pimps. Better one than parasite. Pimp. The pimps.
It's bullshit,
It's
man.
pimping.
You don't have.
Pimping
If
ain't
I'm,
easy.
if I'm fucking for
Why are
money,
people going?
why do I
Why are
gotta
you
give
wearing
this
a fur
fucking
coat
asshole
when I
money?
come in? When I come into your temp agency, take the fur coat off and the cane.
But why are people going to those places?
Because the factories hire them because it's cheaper to have this guy. It's like I just
No, but if
want
you're complaining about not getting paid enough, then why are you going?
because people don't want to
So
die.
work somewhere
there's
that
no jobs.
doesn't do that.
Most
Start
of
your
the
own
jobs are
temp
these
agency.
jobs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if the temp
Solution.
agency didn't exist at all, then you'd have no fucking job, and you have no.
No,
Unless they
then
hire-
no, because DeFasco. I'm not saying DeFasco uses labor, but like they DeFasco goes, we need 10 guys. Let's hire 10 guys. There'd be jobs.
Yeah,
there
they
are
have to hire
jobs.
people.
They're being these places. They don't
not
want.
hiring full-time employees.
Well, they do. They have a certain mandate. They have to have a certain amount, but they're not. They're hiring.
It's
people.
all about fucking saving money.
This economy that we're in Hamilton, why aren't all of those plants down there functioning?
Yeah.
It's because some CEO determined if we close those plants, we're going to make more money, right?
Exactly.
Target wasn't losing money.
But if you were those CEOs, I doubt we'd be having this argument.
Dude, Target. Yeah.
But you want them to go, you're right. It's working, and we're making tons of money off of this.
Yeah, but
But
like, okay,
let's
for
not.
example, Target isn't losing. Like, they're not like, oh my god, we're gonna lose our shirts. It's like, oh, I make 101 million. We lost $1 million last year. It's like, what the fuck? You don't need that. They're making 3 times as much as the average worker. These people.
That's my
3
problem.
times as much.
It's
Should be
not
put-
even that it's about making money. It's about like shareholders get involved. Like, why aren't we making more money? It's like, fuck you, man. Like, you're already making tons of money.
Yeah, what do you need more than 100 million? Like, how do you?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Should we put a cap on how much people can make, and anything over that gets distributed amongst the people?
Wasn't there in the States?
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like Bill Gates, after he makes X amount of dollars, everything over that gets distributed amongst.
Yeah.
The
citizens.
world?
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Everyone
bad.
gets a paycheck every month.
They argue
courtesy
that
of
that
Bill
would
Gates.
stop innovation.
Yeah, of course they're gonna argue that shit.
Why? Because they would stop working harder to...
Yeah.
I can't make.
Once you reach that
$200
money, you'd be
million.
like, well, what's the point in innovating anymore? I've made all my money that I possibly can.
Then good. Go
What's
fuck
the point in
yourself.
go-
Leave. Go.
That wouldn't distract me.
Yeah,
I'd
then
be
someone
like-
else will come.
Yeah, but then like if your goal is just to make money, you're not about
Well, that's what I
progressing
mean.
the society.
What's the difference between I've made all the money I could make and
you're like saying
I'm
there's a-
continuing to make more than I could ever possibly
Those-
imagine spending?
Don't you use that
All right.
track pants frozen fruit argument.
I'm saying you don't want track pants cheap?
Okay, I'm on his side.
Listen up. If you making money and innovating society don't have to be mutually exclusive.
Nope.
So I don't really understand that because they don't have to be. It's not like you just setting out just to make money. They, like those guys started in their garage, built an empire.
I agree.
And if they hit a cap, they might be. And I don't even know if this is true. I'm telling you, this is the argument that people say against this.
Mm-hmm.
If they hit that cap, then what's their motivation to be like, okay, let's keep innovating? Because
they want to change the world.
Passion.
Yeah,
Do
like
they
the
though?
credit
But
though.
like-
Do
Like
they
that
though?
for inventing things and for.
They-
dude,
like-
if I hit a cap and I was like a genius, I'd be like, I'm out. Fuck this.
Yeah, but
I'm
where
going to
they-
live.
But if you like the legacy you
On a
leave
yacht?
behind and you're changing the world and
boat?
stuff.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got into
maybe.
the garage because they loved it. I mean, if you look at all James Street, there's just all these dedicated artists that love what they do and don't make shit.
But once they
How do you
hit that,
explain them?
I
Who?
don't think people
Like
like
artists,
Bill,
like
I-
anyone who makes no like comedians. How do you
There's-
explain
there's room.
comedian? Because we have a cap.
I
It's
don't
not
think
like
people
a-
like Steve Jobs was like, oh, it's about the money. I really don't believe that. I really don't. I think it is part of it. Like, oh, we're making money.
Yeah, but once you've made
I don't-
so much money, it's like
Let's
it
create-
doesn't
let's
matter.
push this even
Why
further.
keep innovating
this-
when you can stop with your hundreds and hundreds of
but
millions?
like,
of
why
dollars?
put in 14-hour days every single day of like the most stressful labor running a multi-billion-dollar corporation when you have like. You have $100 million and you're not allowed to make any more money. Like, I'm gonna go take my $100 million, spend some time with my
You're
family.
making another
they could
$100
do
million
that.
next
They
year.
could do that
You
now.
can do it every year.
You're making the same. Like when you say price cut, it isn't like, oh, you make $50 million, you're done. You make that money every year.
You always
make
have.
that money.
You always have.
Sweden has this in
$500
place.
million.
Yeah.
Always.
Sweden actually does have this system in place. So it'd be interesting to look at how much like innovation Sweden is
Those
doing.
are happy motherfuckers.
Sweden, where
Yeah.
Sweden,
healthcare is free, education is free, post-secondary education is free, daycare is free.
Post-secondary education is free, but also decided on way sooner whether
Sure.
you're going or not.
Yeah.
So it's way harder to get in.
But
But-
still, that's perfect.
but they
Great.
could be like-
meritocracy, baby.
You're just saying Sweden's not a great place?
I've never been. I don't know.
No,
I
but
think
like
it
from
has
those
been.
things that you
You've been to
said,
IKEA, that's good.
No, but I'm
that
not going to
sounds
say
amazing. Right?
there's still like problems with that. Like it's not like it's all just amazing.
Of course,
Like,
we're not
all the
saying
other
that
things are
there is.
perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing's perfect.
Yeah.
It's human.
Except for capitalism.
Hamilton's perfect.
Yeah, don't use your track pants frozen food on me again, man.
Yeah.
Like-
Do it.
Like I just think the poor for a reason.
You're talking about
Let's throw an actual frozen food and track pants at
talking
Gavin.
about
literally.
innovation. How come capitalism can never innovate?
Capitalism's innovating all the time.
You think so?
Yeah. Look at the computer you're sitting on. Look at we're having a fucking weird.
This isn't
capitalism.
capitalism. This is creativity. The people being not
But
having a job. is
capitalism didn't fund the money to make that like a possibility for everybody. And like
Money's a
you own a
tool.
business in a capitalist economy.
Yeah.
So you participate in capitalism.
Yeah, I have to. I have no choice.
We,
Yeah.
we all have to, basically.
Which is
I'm
great.
not
I
even
think
sure
we should.
capitalism.
Yeah, but
is
you're
a
saying
business.
that this kind of thing doesn't happen anywhere else. You
But I'll
think
be part of
in
it.
China they don't have making computers or innovating stuff because it's a communist country. It's the biggest country in the world, right? Or it's it's the most population.
I have no idea what they're doing.
But that's what I'm saying. That's not because of capitalism. That computer isn't because of capitalism.
So if we were all growing our own food, we'd all be like still innovating. And
Of course, why not?
I don't
Because that's
know. I don't-
imagination.
How would we have time when we're making food every
You guys,
fucking day?
your argument is
Growing.
okay,
Yeah,
your
all
argument is
day.
like, oh well,
All
if they're
day.
not making money, no one's gonna be motivated. But
How you pay your
who wants to
hydro?
spend that much time going to medical school?
Are we gonna live
to
in
become
clay
a doctor
huts?
and then come out with that kind of debt? Like who wants to do that? It's not because of money. You gotta love doing that,
Yeah.
right? So it's not this
And
building
also
a
for
computer.
money.
Yeah, but it's the payoff later.
But
If
they're
they were
not-
like, you're gonna have to go to school and do
these
all this
guys
shit,
weren't- these guys
and you'll
weren't sure.
never make money.
But what?
These
Yeah.
guys weren't sure
Exactly.
if
And
the
they wouldn't
computer was
do it.
gonna make money or not.
Yeah,
When
that's
you're
true.
building, they weren't sure.
But they're hoping it will.
No, but they're not hoping
were-
it will. They're
But why
hoping-
is this
No, they were
like thing? There's like
hoping
this
for-
thing where it's like you can't if you want to make money, you can't be a creative genius. Like they're not
I'm
mutually
not
exclusive
saying
things.
that. I'm not saying that. But what you're saying is,
What
if-
are you saying?
I'm saying you're saying it's tied together. Like
Yeah,
it's,
they're not
if they-
driven.
Yeah, it's like capitalism
So you're
is the
saying-
reason why.
So
you're
why didn't they
creating
give
stuff.
that away for free?
Exactly. Of course he wanted
you
to
have to
make
live in
money.
a
He's like, this is
capitalist
great.
society.
We're
Because you
gonna, the
gotta live
whole
in
world.
this
So why did they charge so much money for it?
Because of all the parts and everything costs money.
So you think that they're just covering costs?
I don't know. They got to make money. You got to
Exactly.
make a living. But I'm not. What I'm saying is, you're saying is a capitalism. Well, there's computers on the market.
So the
There's
money
computers
that
on
they
the market
make-
that are cheap as shit that they're selling right now.
But the money that they make is going to innovating better products.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
even
the
know what
thing.
the argument is. actually.
You're in a box.
I think we're doing
And
the
there's only
girls' night
one-
out thing where we
Yeah,
all just
I
agree
feel
with
like
each other.
last week someone wrote in, a female commentator wrote in and said you guys need a female on the podcast.
Yeah.
For this discussion, someone's going to write in and be like, you need a smart person on the podcast.
To argue this shit.
I think that would help with every podcast that we've
Yeah.
done.
I know what you're saying. Is like people are doing it
Mace.
because it's capitalism, but you're all, it's like catch-22. You live in that society. You
We're
can't-
Yeah,
not
but I mean,
box.
like
We
that
have
money that they're making is going towards innovating better shit.
Yeah, but if we weren't in a capitalist society, it would still.
But
go
they
to
might not have the
innovate-
resources to innovate.
But then your argument is China. That's a communist country, and they're innovating shit like crazy. They're going to space and shit. We're not doing that.
But there's like a huge. But they don't like being in a communist country though.
How do you know?
Because there's a huge revolt against it.
No, there is a revolt against it, but not everyone's revolt. Those farmers are rich as shit in China. Those farmers are rich as fucking shit because of communism.
So are you saying communism would work the same as
I don't
capitalism?
know. I have no idea. All I'm saying is I'm not going to argue that capitalism is the reason why we have these computers. That's my argument.
Yeah, I think it definitely is. I think it helps.
But
I
they
think it's
have
'cause the Best
computers in
Buy.
China.
Yeah, Steve Jobs is like, this is going to be great. Everyone's going to want
But
one.
your argument is that
they also have
doesn't exist in any-
iPhones and
But you're
iPads
saying
in
it
China.
doesn't exist in any other system, and it does.
No, I don't think we're saying it doesn't exist in any other system.
So, but then that's not capitalism.
They still have capitalist, like, there's still capitalist tendencies to buy shit in China. Like, they're still buying stuff. They're still, like, they have iPhones in China. Like, do they have better computers than Apple in
but-
China? Is that what you're saying?
I'm sure they do. I'm not in China, but what
Well,
I'm
how do
saying
you
is-
know then?
But what
How do you
I'm
know they have better than that? Because that's what capitalism
because
produced.
my parents went to China. They have fucking better architecture. They have better streets.
do your
Their
parents
systems
know?
are way better than ours.
Your parents are saying that their computers are better.
Not even
His
checking out
parents
their computer,
grows
but they're saying
vegetables.
their infrastructure, their society is better than ours. Like, it's bigger, it's more innovative, it's just huge. And all I'm saying is, I agree with you that you have to make money. That's why you're doing stuff. But I don't think it's because of capitalism.
You know
It's
why
like,
it's
I need
better
to make
over there?
money, so I should make.
No, I
this.
don't think it's all that. And I said that like a couple times. I don't think it's all about we need to make money. I think there is an interest that goes into it, but then I think that money does help them innovate better.
But what if you say we live in a society, a socialist society, and money goes to computers and innovating that. You're saying people wouldn't want to do anything?
Is China the country that kills all the women?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
They
think,
they
I
only
think that's
allow so
Earth.
many. How
I don't
many?
know if they kill them still. But
No,
yeah.
they
daughters?
used to.
Oh, the daughter
They
thing?
used to have a thing where you could only have one son.
Okay, let's stay on track.
Yeah.
No, I'm
But
just.
we live in a socialist society.
What if this is something?
So how does that work? Socialism.
Go ahead.
I was saying, what if it had something to do with it?
Go ahead.
There's less women.
You're saying there's less women. That's why.
Less women, more innovation.
Okay.
So you're
So now we
saying
stuck with that tangent.
so what happens in socialism
Should
then?
write a blog.
What do you mean?
Like how do they fund
Well,
things?
It's like it was.
Because
like,
I actually don't know.
Well, it's like a government. There'd be like government would be funding stuff based on our taxes and stuff like that, right? So say it's like he doesn't have to worry about building a computer because there's a certain amount of money that's set aside for companies to develop the best computer.
That might work.
Okay, well, my argument's done.
Did you guys actually compromise or
There's
come to
there's
middle ground?
actually times where capitalism has actually stopped innovation, like the CERN, the what do they call that, the accelerator that they do a lot of research at. That was actually supposed to be built in the States, and they didn't have, I guess they didn't have the support of the business community or whatever, and they shot it down. It's too expensive. It's just it's bullshit. So it went to Europe, and now Europe is using all that innovation to build the next generation of space equipment and all that shit. Like that right there. And then there was another thing supposed to come to the States too, and people were like, "Oh, it's just a waste of time. It's not innovation or whatever." And
Yeah,
like some other country got it.
America's given up on
Like mag
exploration
trains.
altogether.
Mag trains would like solve a lot of like America's like transportation issues, but it won't build it because it's too expensive. Like
They lose money.
So what is it just not viable? Well, if it's gonna lose money though, like who's gonna step up and be like, I'm gonna build that?
Well, it's like we live
Nikola
in a society.
Tesla.
The perfect example is a Swiffer, right? You buy that Swiffer, and then the fucking pads are $1 million fucking dollars, and you got to keep buying those goddamn pads.
But if
you build that mag train, people don't buy cars.
yeah, but if you were a businessman and you were
It's a
like,
good thing.
so who's gonna build it then? Like if you were a businessman making all your money off of cars or something, you should just step up for everybody else and be like, I'm gonna lose a bunch of money on this. I'm gonna build
that's
it.
the argument. That's capitalism.
That's what
Yeah.
Elon Musk is doing.
But I'm agreeing that. Yeah, but he's like a 1 in a million
I know, but that's-
thing, and I'm not even sitting here like most of the things when I say like capitalism is the best thing ever. I'm obviously joking.
Oh, yeah.
But there's like
building devil's advocate. It's great.
there is like parts of everything that are good and bad. There's
I
good
agree
parts
with
of
you.
capitalism. There's bad parts of
The
capitalism.
problem is like you're talking about the car situation. Is like now we're in like global warming. Now we got like
That's a liberal myth.
You gotta say it without giggling.
I
You
know.
gotta say it without.
I gotta get
giggling.
better at that, but I'm
No,
trying.
you will.
I'm working
Just keep
on it.
practicing. But that's what I'm saying. Is like now we're in like where like fucking polar caps are melting. We're all in this bullshit.
Yeah.
So we got to figure out another way to do. That's all I'm saying is that we got to figure out another way to do shit. Like with the temp agencies, we got to figure out another way to do shit because
Just don't exist, and then the places will have to hire people.
people are suffering. That's it.
Mhm.
That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree with that, and I don't know the answer. I'm just like trying to.
No, it's
talk it
good.
out.
That's what, if we all agreed on this and you didn't do what you did, it would be a boring conversation. And then we wouldn't challenge and think differently. So
You want to? I'm getting hungry, dudes.
You want to wrap it up?
I don't know. What do you guys want to do? I can.
Yep.
You cool?
Yeah, we're at 2:05.
Do you want you 204 205?
where are you guys going to eat?
I don't care. I'm just want to eat somewhere. So wherever you guys, if who wants to eat with me, I don't care. So we should talk about this off there.
What's that CD?
I want to promote it. I'll just do it now. He's an amateur comic, but he actually has a band called Aaron Allen, Aaron, Allen Allen, and what's this say the small city saints. So if you type that into YouTube, you can check out their songs. They're like amazing. He gave me a CD. This thing's fucking incredible. Track 8. There's a video for it called Slow. Find that. You'll thank me. You'll email me and go thank you, Manolis. And I think we should say check out Jen Grant's comedy too. Really funny. She's super funny. I've known her for years. Love her for years. Great. She's a fucking stellar
Why don't you
chick.
just marry her?
I would. I'd fucking would marry her.
Except she rides too close.
She would,
when
but
driving.
she's too smart to.
What's in your water bottle?
Alkaline's the water. We've talked about this. I don't know what's called. I don't even care. Grant.
So it's a battery.
Grant.
Yep.
Yeah. So Jen Grant's on YouTube.
That's I just did a podcast yesterday. It's called the Shut Up Podcast. They're good guys. They're fun.
Braggart.
I know. I'm sorry. There's no other way to name drop. But yeah.
Gavin might start his own podcast. Maybe. You're talking about, right? You're
Yeah,
thinking about it?
yeah.
About nerd stuff, right?
That's a good time to promote it.
You're thinking about, right?
Yeah, I am still thinking about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything?
Is this coming out tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, so tonight, Monday, May 25th, I'll be at the Rivoli in Toronto, 9
that's
o'clock,
awesome.
the All Tot show.
Nice.
And just every Wednesday, Hamilton Yuck Yucks.
And if you don't go to Pat's show at the Rivoli tonight, come to Comedy at Cayley House, hosted by someone.
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name's not gonna be there?
I don't know.
Oh, is he?
I hosted
Amos
last
not here?
week, and it was a last
You
minute
did an
thing.
awesome job hosting.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I wouldn't say awesome.
Yeah, don't.
You did good.
Better than Izzy.
Yeah.
Oh,
At
yeah.
least
This
better.
table's done better than his.
It's not fair to say.
That-
was
th-
better than
thanks,
the
guys.
Well, at least this table's still standing strong. I'd like to promote
You go,
capitalism.
girl.
And that's about
Track
that's it.
pans and fast food.
They shout out to Walmart.
Yeah, I'd like
All
to.
your
What's
frozen
wrong
foods
with
and track
Walmart?
pans.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the thing. I shop out. I'll go to Walmart. every once
Walmart's
in a while.
fucking awesome.
It's good
I'd
time.
like to promote Walmart. They need it.
Yeah, they do.
So,
Pretty badly.
That's the other Nick. I got a show at Mills Hardware on June 2nd, and that's it. Are we good?
I feel like I have.
That's episode 112, Girls Night Out. Girls Night Out is recorded at the Girls Night Out studio in downtown Hamilton each and every week, with new episodes appearing Monday. If you'd like to be a guest on Girls Night Out or have a show topic or suggestion, tweet us or tell us on our Facebook wall. For more Girls Night Out fun, visit our website girlsnightoutpod.com, like us on Facebook /Girls Night Out Pod, and follow us on Twitter @GNO Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.